whatever. Anyways, where were we? We were talking about what we were playing this week.
Yeah,
And
Devin was saying he was playing Breath of the Wild Black Ops 3.
Yeah, it's a great game. Came out on the Sony, the Sony Nintendo.
Yeah.
The Sony Nintendo 1.
Yeah,
X.
that unreleased console that Sony and Nintendo were gonna make. Hello, and welcome to the second episode of the GTD Podcast. We are here today to discuss many things, all of which many people probably don't care about, but will do so anyways. I'm here with somebody brand new, and my the other one is gone.
I'm right here. Can you hear?
You, the other one.
Oh yes, the other one. He's gone.
He's not here today, so we brought in this new guy who, let's hope he's good.
I'll do my best.
Yes, as always, I am Aaron and/or Norax, and like I said before, the Norax is not a very good at handle. It never was, and it just caught on.
Wait, it's pronounced Norax?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Got it.
It was never a good handle. It just kind of caught on.
All right.
I'm here with Dillian, or I don't know. Do you want?
I'm Max. I go online as Dillian Kriker, but I'm Max. I talk about anime and stuff.
Max, what do you do? What do you do?
I talk about anime mostly. I'm in the process of kind of rebooting my YouTube channel to do more in-depth like reviews and talk about narrative and writing and all that, and kind of do more of like an education perspective, like edutainment perspective. But right now there's nothing on there, so hopefully starting next year.
Did you remove everything?
What was that?
Did you remove everything?
No. Like it's just the stuff I have there is still there. It's just not good. But like as soon as the next year starts, I'm gonna be posting pretty frequently of some good stuff that I'm excited for.
2020 is cursed. It won't let the next year start.
And my other yes, 2020 is indeed cursed.
Yeah, next year will be 2020 again.
Depending on who you are, you either had a great year or a terrible year. It really depends. Anyways,
really?
I'm also with my
there were people that had
other host, Arnold Fredrickson, according to what is below his name at the moment.
Yes.
But no, his name, introduce yourself. Come on.
I'm Devin. I go online as DevMafu or Deliot Z or Sabre guy. I'm mostly DevMafu. That's my main handle.
Yes.
Yeah.
And my handle just sounds lame compared to yours, guys.
No,
I'm just gonna point out that Norax is not good.
No, but it's
never been good, and it never will be good.
I mean, I just think of the Lorax every time, so I mean, that might be my fault.
The Lorax.
I am the Norax. I speak for the. I am the Norax. I speak for the podcast.
Yeah.
Good.
Norax is really memorable. It's hard to spell, but it's really memorable.
Yeah, it's N0R4X.
Yeah.
Little weird backstory about it. It was originally, I was playing around with a lot of different usernames, and then I finally got to, what if it's my name backwards? And that's where it started. So it started with my name backwards, and that was sort of taken, and then it evolved.
You just kind of mixed up everything.
Yeah, it's like, okay, so the start is N-O, so I'll make that a 0, R, 4, and then X, because every other variation was taken. Wow. Pretty much. And that's the story of Norax.
That's cool.
It was the worst story ever told.
No, it's a cool story. It's actually...
Meanwhile, the name Dillian is...
Oh, sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
That's like a crazy cool name.
Yeah, I've been using Norax for, God, like 8, maybe 9 years. It's been around for a while.
So yes, Dillian.
I'm pretty sure I created it originally when I made. I think it was. I made it originally for my Minecraft stuff. So that's my OG thing for Minecraft. Yes.
So where does Dillian come from?
It
What?
came from a D&D character that I played as.
Yes, we all know, or at least I remember. Oh, Dillian Kriker, for he was the scythe-wielding maniac who
The
secretly
scythe-wielding
had a brother the whole time, but the DM was never informed of it.
The scythe-wielding chaotic neutral
Oh,
cleric.
what the hell?
Hey,
You set a time limit on this?
no, I didn't. So Mom is currently using the good Zoom account, which can do long stuff, and I didn't know that I wasn't, and so apparently I set a time limit on this without knowing. Which means
Wait,
that
do you need to like?
we have to refresh. Yeah, you have to pay for time on Zoom. Yeah, that's their business model.
Whatever. Well, how do we make this stop happening? Oh, are you just pausing it?
Yeah, I'll just pause it and then ask what I'm supposed to do.
What are you doing?
Yeah, I don't know.
What happened?
It's a Chinese company. That's just how they do things. It's weird.
All right then.
That's
Well,
not why
that
it's
is. This is off to a roaring start.
It's
Yeah.
amazing.
So
It'll be fine.
sorry if we cut off in the next 8 minutes.
Wait, Mac,
8
we'll be
minutes and
back
55
afterwards.
seconds to be exact. But yeah.
yeah.
Well, we'll ignore that for now and move swiftly on to. We have several things coming up in the show. We'll be talking about what we've been playing this week. We'll look at some trailers. We will be discussing some news in the gaming industry. Oh, we also be discussing our host topics, and then we will move swiftly onwards to shameless self-promotion, because everybody loves a good bout of shameless self-promotion.
Yeah.
Yes, let's move on swiftly to the first of which is, what have we been playing this week? Go for it. Devin, why don't you tell us and the audience what you've been playing this week?
I have nothing.
Is it the same as last time?
Yeah, I've been building stuff on Alori. I kind of learned that I need to plan things out more, because right now it's just kind of made a big mess. Like I barfed little half-completed projects all over Spawn. It's a mess.
I see.
I've been making a series called Savercraft, which I've been editing. I think
Yes, I've watched a little bit of that. That's fun.
It's fun. It's a little bit slow.
Yes, I also saw that as well.
I mean, it's Sabercraft. You're supposed to savor every moment. It's slow.
Yeah.
That's the point.
And I've been debating whether or not I should change, like, make a username Blingdon, because Blingdon sounds like a cool, like a Minecraft username almost. Maybe not.
Blingdon? I mean, Blingdon is all right, I suppose.
Okay.
Blingdon? I don't know. Honestly, the thing that I'm super happy, since we're talking about names, I'm usually very picky when it comes to names. Naming things in general. I'm awful at naming things. So any characters I have, like for D&D or whatever, I'm terrible at names, and I usually just look from a list of names and like, that one's good enough, because I suck at coming up with names.
Yeah.
But sometimes I come up with titles or, weird little things, and I'm like, I'm very happy with that.
That is the complete opposite of me.
Because most of the time I come up with a name and like, that's okay, and then like, I don't know, probably a couple hours later and like, that is terrible. But sometimes, much like with the name for this podcast and the channel, Gaming the Discussion, I'm incredibly happy with, because it's very good. I personally think it's very good, because it's a bit of wordplay, and it tells you what we're doing. It's very good.
Yeah, and it goes for a cool logo.
Yeah, it does. I designed that.
Nice.
Yes, there are two things I'm good at in terms of drawing: designing letter, logo, whatevers, and weapons. people and creatures can go die because they are hard to draw. People and creatures, I'm bad at drawing, but logos and stuff like that, I'm good.
Oh,
Not with a mouse. People who are skilled at drawing with mice, I have a lot of respect for them because it's terrible.
Oh yeah, it is.
Sucks.
I have a super mouse.
Sucks.
I have a super mouse.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, I've actually started wearing through part of it. If you see that there's like a big dent in it, can you see
Yeah.
that?
That is
from my thumb.
ridiculous.
That is my
Not
thumb.
Sure, not sure
Yeah.
how your thumb can. Oh,
It just rubbed away at it over 4 years or whatever. That's what. So there's just a
Oh.
dent. Because my thumb, when I
Interesting.
hold it, my thumb goes there because it's like this.
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of standard, I think, for how you hold a mouse.
Yeah, but
But what was I going to? Oh yeah, the thumbnail for last week's video, I drew myself, and I drew it with a mouse, and that's why it looks bad. I mean, I'm happy enough with it, but it took forever, and it just looks bad.
there's an wait, what kind of, do you have like Google Play on your phone or anything?
Play? No,
Like the Google Play App Store?
no.
Okay.
I have this piece of shit right here.
Oh yeah, you have a Windows phone.
Yeah,
right?
it's Microsoft. Don't
Microsoft.
invest in Microsoft, kids. They don't care about their products. Literally,
Yeah,
they stopped
that was
supporting that phone like 2 years ago.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I could, like, there's an app I use on my phone that, like, you can draw something and it with like a stylus, and it just and then it automatically cuts out the background. Then you can just send it to your computer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but like I don't know if it's on Windows. So
Yeah, actually, Max, just for the sake of recording, me and Devin can probably hear you just fine, but I think you should be a little louder.
a little louder.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Okay, okay, well then, let me.
Sorry, I just
No, it's fine. Let's see, that's all the way up. Okay, I'm gonna turn up gain on my microphone thing then. Okay,
All right.
how is this? Is this better?
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Okay, cool.
But yeah, that's
I can hear myself now.
in turn.
Good.
Yeah. This has nothing to do with gaming. This discussion that we've had. But that's fine. That's fine. Anyways, so yes, what Devin?
Yeah.
Continue on with what you've been playing this week.
That's it.
No. Oh, what happened? Anything else you'd like to discuss about what you've been doing, or is that it?
You haven't been on the server recently.
No, I haven't. I don't have a working computer aside from this thing that I'm on currently.
Yeah.
And I don't have a good place to set this thing up to play anything on it.
Okay.
So I'm stuck currently.
Oh, I built a slime farm. That was it. That was the other thing.
All right then.
Yeah.
So just
and
Minecraft then.
I made a village underneath. Yeah, I've just been doing a lot of Minecraft stuff. I built a village underneath your base, and I built a whole bunch of redstone stuff.
Wait, underneath my base?
No, his base.
My base.
No, his
Oh,
base.
wait, whose
Oh.
base?
Your base.
Ah,
Is this gonna be like that time somebody I don't know if it was you. You remember the old Minecraft server, the homeschool one, with all those individuals that I can't remember the name of at the moment?
Yeah.
You remember it was actually, it might not have been the homeschool server specifically. Basically, I had a base in a cave and somebody put dynamite in it. Was it you?
I don't think so.
It was somebody. So somebody put a pressure plated TNT thing for me to walk over.
Yeah, I have never done
Somebody
that.
did that. I don't know who did that.
Nope.
Somebody did it.
Nope, I don't do that.
Also, the second thing that happened to that base was that it was covered in green. A lot of green carpet, and basically it looked like moss grew everywhere on it. I don't know who did that, but somebody did that. Not that that matters. That was a long while ago at this point.
Yep. When was carpet introduced?
But that's it for you? That's all you've been doing?
I've been playing some Halo on my Xbox.
oh,
He
Xbox PS4.
doesn't own any consoles. I know for a
PS
fact.
Xbox 4. My PS Xbox 4.
PS, Xbox 4,
Halo, the Call of Duty Halo, that one.
Call
yeah,
of
that's my favorite.
Halo
Call of
4,
Halo.
man, child.
No. I'm smart.
Call of Halo Destiny 4.
Yeah,
Call of Halo, no.
Call of Duty Breath of the Wild.
And we're back.
Yay.
Yes, sorry about that weird cut that just happened because somebody set up the meeting wrong.
I didn't set it up wrong. Matthew, I'm not even kidding. Matthew set it up. He just didn't realize it would do that.
I mean, I
Okay.
did say somebody. I didn't say you specifically.
Well, the way you said it implied.
Yes, it'll be like that time, whatever. Anyways, where were we? We were talking about what we were playing this week.
Yeah,
And
Devin was saying he was playing Breath of the Wild Black Ops 3.
Yeah, it's a great game. Came out on the Sony, the Sony and Nintendo.
Yeah.
The Sony Nintendo 1.
Yeah,
X.
that unreleased console that Sony and Nintendo were gonna make came out recently. It was crazy.
Many people don't know that they partnered with Sega on that one too.
Yeah,
and it's compatible with PC for some reason.
It's amazing.
I mean, who
it's
even
the
has
all-in-one. It's like the Google Stadia, except it actually, is
works.
Exactly. God, the Google Stadia is terrible.
Oh, what are you doing?
But that is literally a topic for later in the show, so we won't talk about that yet. But anyways, so yes, Devin, you've just been playing Minecraft and building stuff. That's all you've been doing?
I've been being productive. Shush. I cut down a
I'm
tree.
like in terms of playing games, that's what you've been doing.
Yes.
All right then. Sorry, I lost my flow slightly.
Much better.
We'll swiftly move back. So Max, what have you been playing this week?
Not much this week, honestly. I've just been editing this one thing for a while, and my PC has been giving me issues whenever I do that. But lately, let me think. I've played a little bit of Minecraft here and there. I've only gone into it this year, really.
You've only carved out a massive staircase.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's only in like the past 3 weeks I've been playing. Like that's basically as long as I've been playing. I've never really played on PC before. So let me think. What else have I been doing? I've been playing gacha games. Are you guys familiar with gacha games?
Oh my god, why are you playing?
No, what are they?
Okay,
Gacha
so
games? Well, I'll let Max.
I don't spend money on them. Okay, I'll say that. But the thing is, so gacha games, you know how like loot crates are a thing in games?
Mm-hmm.
Gacha games are built around the entire concept of loot crates.
It's Loot Crate the video game, except it's not ironic.
And usually they're anime themed.
Yeah, they're bad.
I think
Yeah.
I've seen this. I've seen people
They're
talk.
very popular in Japan.
Yeah, I've gotten hooked on a few of them. There's one called Genshin Impact, which got really popular. Yeah, Genshin Impact is basically Breath of the Wild, but you can play it on your PC or on your phone. And there's like 100 different characters that you can get, and it's a huge open world.
That's kind of cool.
It is really cool. It's actually a lot of fun, and they just released a new update like a few days ago, I think. That's like, I think they expanded because it's literally another 12 gigabytes, which is the exact same as the base game. So like
that is ridiculous.
That's ridiculous.
1/3 of your tethering.
it is.
That's like as much as this thing can store.
Wow.
Yeah. But yeah, no, like but I mean it is a lot of fun. It's like it is basically Breath of the Wild but with more characters you can have, and each character is like really unique in its own way.
Wow.
It just has a lot of gotcha
I've heard
elements.
of Genshin Impact a couple times. I haven't looked into it too much, but it sounds kind of interesting.
The thing is, like, you can play it on your phone, you can play it on PC, you can play it on PS4, and the thing is, it's free.
So you're saying that
it's Breath of the Wild,
rebuild
but
the
it's
entire
free.
thing. So you're saying you could rebuild the entire thing in Minecraft, right? That's what you're saying.
I mean, you're not wrong.
I mean, like,
you're not wrong.
Here's the thing. So you're not wrong, but like that could be
anything.
That could be anything.
Yeah.
Like you could do it. Minecraft is very versatile in that fact.
Can you build loot crates in Minecraft?
Probably.
I'm sure there's a Lucky Blocks.
Okay.
Lucky
Yeah.
blocks are already a thing. There are loot crates, except they kill you for real.
But yeah, I've just played a few gacha games here and there. I've just it's
It sounds fun.
heck. Can I curse on this podcast,
Uh,
or would you rather
I
not?
mean, sure, you can if you want.
I mean, heck
There's
isn't
not.
really a
This isn't exactly a family-friendly show.
Oh,
But
okay.
it's
Is
more
it?
of a it's more of a consideration for Devin and or Matthew.
Yeah.
Like I don't care personally.
I don't care. I would generally say it's probably not a good thing, but it's not like I don't generally swear, but it's not like I'm like, if you swear you're a bad person. It's like, no, I don't care.
I mean,
It's
I
just a
only
part-
swear when I need to make a point, or when I'm very
Yeah.
passionate about something.
Yeah.
So
I mean, for me, it's just a part of my everyday vocabulary. I'm very very like I'll just say the F bomb just like in place of another word. It's just like, I'm talking about that fucking whatever it's called. You know, I'm very much just like, it's a filler for what's going to happen next.
yeah,
Sometimes.
usually for me, it's like I hate this thing so goddamn much.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I
Yeah.
I wouldn't say I'm creative personally, but I have a very wide vocabulary when it comes to insulting things I hate. Let's say that. You know.
Yeah.
I have a funny joke that requires a swear, but it's a really inappropriate joke, so I'm not going to say it.
You should have just said nothing at all then.
Oh, I found it on Reddit, and it's just so funny. It's so stupid and immature, but it's so funny.
All right then. In one of the trailers coming up, there's probably going to be quite a few swears, so that's
Okay.
something.
Yeah, other than that, really, I've been playing Animal Crossing, which I didn't think I would like. Which
Really?
is, I mean, yeah, because I mean, I want to go over this when we go over like our personal topics, but like, I didn't think I would like Animal Crossing, but I'm really enjoying it. So
Oh, yeah.
Do you know
Animal
why you
Crossing.
enjoy it?
what was that?
Do you know why you enjoy it?
Yeah, it's just the slow progression that like
Yeah.
just kind of feeds into you. But I don't find it I don't find it a great social simulator as it's marketed. I just think it's like, it's fun. I like
don't
Isabel.
think Animal
but that's
Crossing
it.
has ever been marketed as a social simulator.
No, it is.
It's-
No, it is.
I mean,
The
you can
creator.
talk to your islanders and stuff, but I don't.
Yeah,
think
but
it
the thing
was
is,
ever
what
so,
happened?
like-
How it was that the original creator, like, he was like living alone and felt lonely for a whole year, and so he's like, I want to make a game that helps people who are lonely by basically making a social
Mhm.
simulator. And so in the
Yeah.
original Animal Crossing, every villager had like their own distinct personality and were like
Yeah.
very well crafted from what I've seen. But the new one, they kind of just very much copy and paste
I mean, that's the thing.
personalities
It's like
all over
the
it, because there's like
original.
200 of them.
That's the thing with Animal Crossing, is that in the original game, like these animals had actual like personalities and were actually kind of like rough around the edges as characters, because like they'll say stuff like, "Oh, I thought you up and died." It's like, if you leave them alone for too long, they'll be like, "Oh, I thought you were like dead in a dish somewhere."
Yeah, and then
it's
they like kind of have a
that's-
grudge against you.
You
Then.
would never see dialogue like that in the newer Animal Crossings. It was very. It's not like it was dark or anything, but it was
more
rough
80s.
on the edges in terms of their personality.
It was made in the 90s.
It was more
dude.
90s. That's what I meant to say. when I
Yeah,
said
that's the
80s.
thing.
It was more 90s.
So that's actually funny.
Have you
The
seen
original
90s?
Animal Crossing on the GameCube that we have in America is
Yeah, it was-
Animal Crossing 2.
It is, yeah, because the original was on
Animal
N64.
Crossing Animal Crossing originally came out on the N64, but was never ported to any other country aside from no other. It was never ported out from Japan.
Is
Right.
the
And then-
N64 a type of Xbox?
Yes, it is.
It's
Yeah.
the N64 is a console.
Just
So
a type
you're
of
technically
Xbox?
correct.
It was
that is a console.
It was Nintendo's first 3D console. It was actually
Yeah.
I think technically it was
It-
the first 3D console.
It was also one of the
Okay.
it was also a lot. If I remember correctly, it was a lot more powerful than. Well, it was the first 3D console that Nintendo had, and I think it might have just been straight up the first 3D console.
I think it was, because then PlayStation 1 came out, but PlayStation 1 was more powerful. It could hold more memory in its
Well,
discs.
it had slower loading times because of the disc. It could
Yes.
hold a lot more, but I think it
could
you
hold a
look
lot more.
like-
It had slower loading times.
yeah,
but
actually, I think it was the Sega Saturn.
it's
Sega
either,
Saturn is a weird console.
it's either Saturn or the Master System. I'm
I
not
think it was
super
Sega
knowledgeable.
Saturn that is the one I'm thinking of. The Sega Saturn is not very good as a console, but it was interesting at the
It
time.
didn't sell well either. So
Yeah, I think a lot of people will remember the Sega Dreamcast, and it's like the Sega Dreamcast is like that thing was actually really powerful and really good for the time, but it was dead on release because of how much Sega fucked up every other time.
Devin, you understand
yeah.
everything we're talking about, right?
Oh yes,
Good.
He does.
Good.
He's
The
good.
Sega, the
Yeah.
Sega
Oh,
Genesis
that's
was a
something I
very
should
big flop when it came out.
Dead.
Very definitely.
That's something I should have.
I'm not even sure if that's what Aaron said.
That's something that should have been noted during the introductions. What is your history with gaming?
Ooh.
Who wants to go
Like,
for my-
Matt, what is your
me?
history with gaming? Like what?
I've played games all my life. I
Yeah.
guess my earliest memories are just some of my earliest memories ever. I've just been playing Spyro 1 and Crash Bandicoot 3 on the PS1, which I still have in my room somewhere. But I've played games my whole life. I don't think I really started embracing like my passion for games until maybe a few years ago, really.
Okay.
But like
Yeah,
I enjoy like a good amount of games, but it's just I think games hold like a very special medium because of how interactive and how personal every experience can be.
Yeah, games are the thing that games have over other mediums like books or movies or whatever is the interactive. Like you can't interact with a movie.
Yeah.
Like the interactivity of video games is what separates them from every other form of media.
Yeah, and which is why I think it's such a great medium to make anything in.
It's great. There's a lot of cool stuff you can do in video games that you cannot do in any other medium, which is why video game movies suck.
Yep.
Outside of the fact that Uwe Boll was the person behind them for the majority of the time.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. If you don't know who Uwe Boll is, he is a German director who made a lot of really terrible video game or movies. Like Blood Rain, I think it was what was it called? The Street Fighter film, stuff like that. And it's like, these are really terrible films, like awful films, but they made ungodly amounts of money. You know why? Because Uwe Boll, and the reason Uwe Boll even did it is because he raked in the money due to a loophole in the German filming industry. Basically, he basically made really terrible movies and raked in billions of dollars because of a loophole he was exploiting within the filming industry in Germany.
You could get production money and they used that, or
I don't remember the exact specifics, but that is the general gist of it. That's also why he kept doing it, because he kept making a bunch of money. Yeah. Anyway.
Nowadays, video game movies can be decent at best.
No.
Sonic?
No. Sonic is literally one of the worst movies I've ever seen.
Pikachu
was fine. It was fine. It was passable.
Here's the thing. Detective Pikachu, it's technically a movie based off a video game.
You know, I have
it's its own thing. Like Detective Pikachu is its own thing. It also has a different ending than the video game, apparently.
Maybe, I'm not sure. Ooh.
Where is he?
But Detective Pikachu is interesting, and it put its own spin, and it actually put effort into making the Pokemon look like they fit within a world.
Mm-hmm.
You can't see it because it's backwards.
Yeah,
it's Detective Pikachu.
Because my brother has that card too. Yeah.
I also have this card.
Like
they don't even look like cards.
Yeah, no, the director of Detective Pikachu actually like did his research and like understood why like Pokemon was such a big and important thing to people. So like he tried so like while he was I don't think he himself had any like personal connection to Pokemon, the franchise. I think he like understood what made it special and like try and like did his best to really emphasize that in the film.
Yeah.
And they had the RR factor. Ryan Reynolds. They had
RR?
Ryan Reynolds.
Oh, Ryan.
Oh, yeah.
Some people will watch the
Yeah,
movie just because he's in
By
it.
the way, Ryan Reynolds voicing Pikachu is the best thing ever.
Yes, it is.
Literally the best thing. I'm pretty sure he voices him in the video game too.
No, he does not.
No, he does not? Okay.
No, it's someone else.
Yeah, but so it's Ryan Reynolds or the best, like the Japanese voice actor for Pikachu is the best in the video game because it's just like the most deep voiced Japanese man, and it's like, oh, I can't, it's real deep voice, and it's the best thing coming out of it. Omae da shinderu. You did it wrong.
Okay.
Right.
Anyways, we got off topic slightly.
Yeah.
The reason I wanted to discuss history of gaming, for one thing, we did it last time, and since you're new to the second episode, I wanted to tell people that. And thirdly, my other co-host Devin doesn't have a history of gaming pretty much at all.
No.
And neither did Matthew.
I
But
mean,
still
I was a filthy cash who's also a maniac, so I can play Minecraft for 20 hours in a row, or other games. I could do something for 20 hours in a row. That's a little excessive. For 16 hours in a row, and be focused and really do it if I'm interested in it. And then if I'm not, I'm not. And for like most things, I like grew up on iPad games where it's like Angry Birds and stuff.
Yeah, so you just like the addictive gameplay loop then.
No. I like building and focus, and maybe I like the addictive gameplay. I don't know. I can sit
Actually,
and play a game
in
for a
terms
really long
of
time.
like, I don't know what you're
I
up
do.
with in terms of video games. I don't know what you would like specifically, but if like
I have not played a lot of
loop
big
is
games.
very important. What?
I have not played a lot of big games, and I have a really hard time using controllers.
Yeah, that's
big,
the other
very
thing.
limiting.
Have you played on the Nintendo Switch at all?
Yeah.
Like, what games do you like on Nintendo Switch?
Yep. Zelda is good because it's easy to control, but I still much prefer mouse fighting. Like if there's any game with combat, mice. And like Pokemon's okay on the Switch, but I played Pokemon and Zelda. That's it.
Okay.
Oh, and Nidhogg.
Have you?
Nidhogg's
So
really
do you?
Do
you like 2D platformers?
No, because they're always really boring. The concept, well, because like I really liked Hollow Knight. I did play Hollow Knight, and it's really fun. But then I died after collecting like 4,000 or whatever of the monies, and lost it all. And I was just like, well, that's an hour or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, you can go get it back.
No. You see, I died and lost it. I died and then died and then died.
Oh, so you lost everything.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the loop of games that have that idea.
I mean, hey, Minecraft's the same way. You die, you lose all your stuff if you don't get back to it fast enough.
No, I know, but the point was I'd just been saving it up to be able to buy the thing that I needed to unlock the next part of the game.
Well, here's the thing. That's the same
I'd already
thing.
gone through that chunk and then I lost it and I was just like, I'm sad.
I mean, I could see why that would be very annoying. It's definitely it's one of those things. It's the same thing with Dark Souls because
I have the same thing with Minecraft, by the way. If I'm playing on Minecraft and I lose and I die and I lose all my stuff, I will restart I will either restart the game or I will cheat and give me my stuff back. And this is why I can't have a single player world. Every single time I'll get diamond gear, I'll get enchantments on something, I'll die just to something really stupid, and I'll be like, well, there goes everything.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
Well, or I'll cheat and then there'll go everything. Like I'll die somewhere and I'll be like, well, I don't have enough time to get there in 5 minutes, so I'll fly over there in creative, which is cheating still.
I mean, in Minecraft, it's like
that's why I like servers. You can't cheat on servers.
Minecraft is a little different because it's like that stuff decays in 5 minutes. So,
you could add gravestone mods. Those are fun.
Yeah, that's the other thing. But like Minecraft is a little different because like it's annoying, yes, but I never it doesn't have the punishing aspect of it, because you in stuff like Dark Souls or Hollow Knight, the punishing aspect is that you lose all of the money, you lose all your souls.
Well, they're also
and you
different.
Get back to it before you die again, or you'll lose it forever.
That's the key thing there, though, is the difference between Hollow Knight and Dark Souls and Minecraft. Like Hollow Knight and those two games, and then Minecraft, is that Minecraft is a building game with combat, and those games are combat games with more combat. And like the interesting thing in those games is that it's a boss battle. So
because like the Souls
Dark
games
Souls,
are. Yeah,
I will say, Dark Souls.
Minecraft doesn't have bosses.
It has 2 bosses, and both of them are bad.
Yeah, it doesn't have it doesn't have bosses that you're like running through a dungeon going to find the boss and then beating it. It's not an RPG.
So from what I'm getting, you prefer games with no structure.
No, I find
because
that
like because
like
you enjoy the game, you enjoy like Minecraft, and like I think you mentioned Terraria before as well.
Yeah, I
but
love
like
Terraria. I cheated on Terraria and gave myself infinite money.
Yeah, but those games are fully like open world and like don't have any like they're not pre-built or anything. Where like Dark Souls, Hollow Knight, and like basically a lot of other games are all pre-built, and you're supposed to like stay within this space, follow these rules, and go do this thing.
What about Skyrim?
Skyrim, it's open world, but it has those elements of like, okay, you need to do this thing and this thing and this thing, but you can easily just like kill the person you're supposed to get the quest from and just do whatever you want.
I mean, maybe you'd enjoy Skyrim, but
I think I would.
Skyrim isn't a good game, so
really.
I've only played like 3 hours of it. I didn't enjoy it. Like it's
for one thing, maybe describing Skyrim as a cockroach is a little too much, but it hasn't died for the past 10 years.
Yeah, people play it.
The only Bethesda game,
it has been re-released on everything. It was re-released for every console for the past like 10 years.
Yeah. Like the thing about the Bethesda games is that I can't like, I prefer for me personally, I prefer when a game has a story and that like it tells me where to go. But for Bethesda games, I almost like never know what I'm supposed to do, and you're just supposed to explore. And the only game I enjoyed was Fallout New Vegas, which I
wasn't even made by Bethesda.
I know,
made by Obsidian.
I know. And the thing is, like, the thing is, like, when I started, the first thing I did, like, I skipped the tutorial and I just left the town you start in, and I just explored and just did my own thing. And that was like, while it wasn't my preferred experience, I would have preferred to go through the story and do all that. Just like doing some side quests and stuff like that. That was like the most amount of fun I had in any Bethesda style game.
Yeah,
and then I dropped it after like 15 hours because it was just
it's kind of amazing that it took Fallout 76 to make people realize, oh, Bethesda sucks.
Yeah, and they're still updating that too.
Quite a long time, and you can't make an online multiplayer game in that engine. It just doesn't work.
No. You would think it would, but it doesn't.
Yeah, it's not good. Anyways, we've not necessarily got off topic, but we were talking about stuff.
We went on a tangent. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, so I like open games that don't tend to give you a direct story.
Yeah, the one thing I wanted to mention.
I like Pokemon. Well, no, I like Pokemon because I don't tend to care about the story in Pokemon. Never mind.
Yeah, you just like the you just like the mechanics and catching the Pokemon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the gameplay,
you like the gameplay loops.
We were talking about gameplay loops.
Yeah, I like gameplay.
So the gameplay loop of Dark Souls specifically is run through an area. The gameplay loop of Dark Souls is you run through an area.
You die a lot.
Most likely die at least once. Kill the area boss, and then get the shortcut back to the back to the spawn area or whatever.
Yeah, Dark Souls is
the loop of Dark Souls is that, but it's very interesting because every boss is designed very nicely. It's all very interesting. There's only like 2, maybe 3 bosses in the entire game, I would say, that are just like bad overall in terms of design. but all of the bosses are very interesting and unique, and they all require actual skill to beat and not just like luck or whatever.
Yeah, because in Minecraft, because you can building is your like biggest weapon in combat,
Mhm.
which is why bosses don't really work as well if you can build, because you're just like you just exploit the AI.
Yeah, it's not good.
Yeah.
But yeah, Dark Souls is a very good game. Anyways, where were we? We were talking about what we were playing this week.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I think So that was everything with you.
I
Yeah.
think so.
Max? That was everything with you, Max.
Yeah.
All right then.
You have been
Also,
playing this week.
What have
you been playing?
Well, what have I been playing this week? Well, same with last week. I've been continuing my playthrough of Dark Souls. I know I just talked about Dark Souls, but that's what I've been doing. I've been playing a bunch of
Oh,
Dark Souls.
Wait, how many times have you played Dark Souls?
I filled up this character. I filled up the character save slots. That's
Okay.
like over 10. I've probably beaten Dark Souls, especially with my most recent playthrough. I've beaten Dark Souls over a dozen times, maybe
Okay.
yeah.
more, maybe 2 dozen. Nah, 2 dozens. Over like 20. I've beaten Dark Souls a lot, but my most recent playthrough, I wanted to replay through the game. I explained this last week, but I wanted to go through Dark Souls at a very slow snail's pace for myself just to re-experience that game because I kind of forgot how much I liked it.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of forgotten how much I truly loved that game and all of the stuff and lore and stuff about it that I really, really enjoyed.
Oh,
Hmm?
I figured out what the explanation is for my thing. Sorry, you keep going. I'll try to figure out how to formulate this. I'm
All right,
listening.
all right, but yeah, I'm on New Game Plus 2, so I've already beaten the game twice on my current playthrough. So I beat the game, and then I played through it again on the same character and beat it again, and now I'm on New Game Plus 2. And I'm really close to beating the game a third time on the same character.
Wow.
And I was doing this. I platinumed the game, by the way. I'm playing the PS3 version because it's the one I have access to, but I got all the trophies in it. Which means it's a lot of stuff to do because it requires you to get all of the weapons, all of the rare weapons, all of the weapons increase. It's a lot to do, and it requires you to play the game multiple times to do it. But I platinumed the game because I did, because I could. I started the playthrough in this. I didn't think I was going to platinum it, but I did. So there you go.
Are you usually like a completionist for games?
I have heavy completionist syndrome when I play video games.
Okay.
Like I I can't help it. Whenever I play a video game, if you've ever watched me play a video game for the first time, it's like I look around an entire area and it's like, what's over here? What's over here? Gotta find all the stuff. I'm real bad about, well, it's not necessarily a problem, but like I have heavy completionist syndrome. So I try and find all the secrets.
I mean, I get that sometimes, but usually I don't think I've ever 100% a game ever in my
100%
life.
one game.
Which was?
One game. Lego Star Wars on the Game Boy Advance. Lego Star Wars 3 on the Game Boy Advance. It has all 6 levels, all 6 stories, or 3 of them or something. It was a really good game.
I actually did 100% complete the original Lego Star Wars.
I think my brother completed Lego Star Wars 2.
Yeah, it's like 100% completing those games is not worth it in the slightest. Like you don't get anything.
Actually, in the newer games, you do. And actually, in the newer games, you do. Because
I mean, you do get the extra levels or whatever, but like it's
that's
really
why
tedious.
I know, but that's why people used to do it, is because it was tedious, and then you could say I did it.
No, that's not why. It's because usually you get a cool reward for 100% in completing games.
Why do people climb mountains?
because
To
they get a
say they-
There's
They
just like
take
a
the
dude
pi-
at the top of the mountain who gives them
They
extra
take
levels.
the picture and be like, "Look,
That's the reward.
I got the I got the thing. I did
Why
the
did they
thing."
climb mountains before cameras?
because
To be like, "Why? I wonder if I can touch the clouds."
It's a trick question though. They actually didn't.
Oh, really?
There's no evidence of people climbing mountains before cameras.
Well, of course, because there was no cameras.
Yeah. Oh God. Just
terrible.
Where
He
did
was
the
on
cubes
a
come from?
mountain.
I
yeah,
wonder.
it's like in terms
Just
like,
have to stay on the mountain long enough with no oxygen. It's just like I gotta finish painting.
yeah, it's like
Yeah.
I mean, climbing mountains is well. Here's the thing: in terms of like travel, like the reason you travel is to get to a destination. Like
Yeah.
in terms of humans back then, it's like they were traveling somewhere because they needed to get there. They probably wouldn't take a mountain because it's like, oh yeah, we can go over this mountain or around this mountain. Just
You
let's
can
go
either freeze to death or stay safe. Yeah.
exactly. But
So-
yeah, what was it? Yes, that's what it. But yeah, like 100%. I've 100%ed quite a few games in my time. I 100% completed the 3 original Spyro games. I mean, like, those are the most obvious that come to mind, but I've completed a lot of games like that. Anyways, but I do have heavy completionist syndrome.
I wanted to follow up on what Max said earlier.
Hmm?
I wanted to follow up on what Max had said earlier because I figured out what it is. In any game that I play, I like to be able to move on to the next part of the story or the next thing. Without I don't want to dawdle around doing nothing because I'm not playing the game. I'm just standing there doing nothing.
I guess you
Yeah.
just want to get through it like as fast as you can.
No,
Yeah.
it's that I want to be doing something. So it's like if you were
okay.
if you
Yeah.
were playing a game and there's just a really long hallway, going through that hallway is really boring because you're just walking down a hallway and it's like a bare hallway and you're just like, why?
Just like, yeah.
Who
Okay.
built this?
I get that.
And then on the
Yeah,
same
I
kind of
mean,
note,
like,
if you have a game, oh sorry,
I was gonna say you can continue, but I'm gonna say I have a very heavy stomach for tedium. Like Monster Hunter, like grinding, I can do that for ages. Like I have a very heavy stomach. I have a lot of patience and a heavy stomach for tedium.
Hmm.
So stuff like that doesn't bother me very much, and I can grind for quite a long time before I just like stop.
but the I realized just now it's not a perfect example because a tedious thing like walking down a hallway, I can do it because I'll be like, oh, I wonder what's at the end of the hallway. But then if it's like I'm walking down a hallway and there's a door and it's like you need to find the key and then
something that you would
You don't like this. Yeah.
I don't like doing something that doesn't feel like gameplay. So it's like imagine there's a game, you start in the game, you're in this big mansion room, and then the door opens up as soon as you enter the game. And so you're like, oh, so I go outside. You go outside and there's just like it's like a path that you have to follow to a cave, but then the cave's locked. And so it's like you have to go get the torch in order to go into the cave, and then you have to wander around the entire mansion looking for a torch. And it's not like obvious where the torch is. It's just like there are torches on the walls, but you can't get them, and you have to go find the specific torch or whatever.
Yeah. So you don't like backtracking and all that.
I don't like games where it feels like you need to Google search it in order to figure out where the thing is.
Right.
well,
But
in
if
the-
it's
in the
really
modern
obvious,
age,
like
that
if
isn't
it says
really-
what
in the modern age that isn't really the case.
okay,
For a lot of games.
if it told you what you need to do in order to progress, then it works. But if you're not really sure, like in
I mean,
Dark Souls, I stopped playing Dark Souls because I went down 3 different passageways. One had a boss that I couldn't deal damage to. One had something I couldn't do, and then the other one was actually a dead end. And so I was like, well, I don't know where I'm supposed to go.
Did you
And
read
Yeah.
the
I think I got
description?
stuck at the same spot too.
Did you read
and then
the
Aaron
item
explained to me I'm actually supposed to like go through this other passageway I didn't even see, and then I got to the next part.
No, like the item descriptions tell you where to go.
Ah, I need to read. I see.
All of the keys you pick up, they tell you what door they unlock.
Cool.
Did you make
Okay.
it to the Lorendedberg?
No, I got to the point where the fancy dudes are fencing, the fencer dudes.
Okay.
That part's
So there's
then
a
I died.
key you pick up on the staircase up to the undead chapel that tells you what door it goes to, and it says, "Oh, this leads to the lower undead burg."
Okay.
You know, it's like that. All of the keys, like
No.
Dark
I'm
Souls,
sure. I just don't have good enough memory.
I will say, boldface, that I'm an idiot. And I didn't read item descriptions on my first playthrough, which means I did look up where to go.
Okay.
And I don't have any problem with doing that. If I can't figure out where to go, I will just look it up because it's like don't want to waste my time.
By the way,
But
the biggest.
I didn't read item descriptions.
What's it called? Yeah.
And that's something that you should do.
What's the word?
For
Guilty?
one,
I feel like I'm
the item descriptions are where all of the lore and story come from. And secondly, all of the game blatantly tells you where to go if you read the item descriptions.
Yes.
And I'm not saying that's a problem with,
I
it's like
it.
if you don't like that, that's. I'm just saying, like, there's,
Yeah, I'm like in the middle between you two because like because I can understand you, Aaron, and like how you like the challenge and and how it is tedious and like.
Well, the thing is, like, not to say it's like I'm not trying like. I have a heavy stomach for tedium, but I don't consider Dark Souls a tedious game.
Okay, yeah.
It doesn't require grinding in the slightest to get through. Like Dark Souls, I wouldn't consider tedious unless you die a bunch, but like
Dark Souls is all about like it's kind of like every mistake you make is kind of like your own fault every time.
Yeah, it's like Dark Souls. That's the funny thing about Dark Souls. No matter how many times you play that thing, you will die at least once because Dark Souls doesn't care.
Right.
You make a mistake, you die. And what I mean by mistake, I don't mean like you don't have to be like, oh, ultra pro, but you do have to be cautious and thoughtful in your actions.
Yeah.
Like Dark Souls rewards caution and patience. That's what Dark Souls rewards.
Yeah.
Every trap you can see before it happens. There's only 2 instances in the game that I would consider are slightly unfair, which is the ball rolling down the stairs, but that's just a callback. That's in like every Souls game, and it does like 0 damage to you, so it's not that bad. Okay. And the second is the Drake that flies on the bridge and breathes fire. Now, that is a little unfair to new players because you wouldn't know it's there at all. Like there are signs that tell you, like the bridge is torched and there are scorched corpses on the bridge, but a new player probably isn't going to notice that. I don't believe I noticed it, but like, I don't think the fire can kill you.
Yes.
Unless you're already on low health, I don't think the fire can one-shot you.
Both me and Matthew died to the fire the first time.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair. But like, here's the thing.
And then I charged at the dragon and died. And then I charged at the dragon and died.
I would consider that slightly unfair to new players because there are hints there, but there's not enough to really blatantly tell you what's going to happen.
So Max, how are you in the middle?
I mean, I would say I'm in the middle because I can understand and respect Dark Souls for like how it's designed and all that. It's like personally, I don't care for it, but I can understand it and I respect the decisions that the developers made. But also, like, I need an end goal for something. Like for every game I play, I prefer story-based games because there's always an end goal. That's why I didn't play Minecraft for the longest time, because there was no end goal. You have and it took me to realize that I need to make my own end goal for that. And like Dark Souls, like it kind of like sets things up a bit, and like you go through the game and like you're going through it, and like it's all about learning through trying and trying again to do things. But it's just that like I had no idea what anything was or who I was or what anything is. So therefore I was just lost interest very quickly.
Yeah, I'm not going to say,
and like it might be my fault because of
I'm not going to say it's your fault or that you like if my argument was you played the game wrong, I would be a douchebag, because who in their right mind would? There's no right or wrong way to play a video game.
There are
It's
Pokemon
a
games.
video game.
Yeah.
There are
Diamond and
there are
Pearl are really bad at that.
suboptimal ways to play a video game, and there are there's no reason why somebody should criticize you for how you go through a video game. You go
Unless you
through
do
it
it wrong.
the way you want to. There are wrong decisions to be made within a game, but those are like puzzles or like, oh, I messed up.
Mm-hmm.
That isn't how
Yeah.
you play a video game.
That's why they have you try again at a checkpoint, or just try again in
Yes,
general. Because
it's like you try again,
Yeah.
and it's like that isn't so that isn't going to be my argument against you. But I will say it's like I get where you're coming from, and I understand why you would feel like that. I get it, and I'm not.
And I understand, and in the same way with me, I understand exactly what you mean and why you enjoy it. It's just that personally, it's just not my type of game. I do want to play it again at some point.
I don't want to be that guy that's like, oh, well, this guy tells you whatever, but like, I'm just going to say, like, this isn't a criticism against you or anything. I'm just saying that the guy, Oscar of Astora, the knight that saves you from the cell, he like tells you, it's like, oh, you and I were both undead. Hear me out, will you? And he says, there's a saying in my family. He tells you about the Bell of Awakening. It's like, oh, if the chosen undead needs to ring the Bell of Awakening, and his fate he shall know.
Honestly, I don't remember any of that. It's been like a year since I tried playing it. So
yeah, but like the guy that saves you from the cell and gives you the Estus flask, he tells you that there's an old saying in his family about the chosen undead, and you like, if you read the Big Pilgrim's Key, which is the key you get for beating the boss, it says like, oh, this key is for the chosen undead to set out on pilgrimage, but the fate of the undead, the fate of the chosen undead is unknown to him, or them.
interesting.
Because it's like the whole, like you are the chosen undead because you beat the demon and you got out of the undead asylum. You are quote unquote the chosen undead, and this isn't really spoiler territory. This is just stuff you can read for the
Yeah, you can stuff. This is stuff in the beginning. Yeah, I don't think I did read the item descriptions.
And
I didn't.
who knows, like, you make your pilgrimage to the land of ancient lords, Lordran, and you talk to the crestfallen knight who's like, there are actually two bells of awakening. One's up above in the undead church, and the other's far, far below at the in Blighttown. Like the crest, like, this isn't, I'm not saying you played the game wrong, but I am saying like that, like a new player who only experience, like, this is a carryover from Demon's Souls. Like, if you hadn't played Demon's Souls, you wouldn't have known to talk to NPCs like a lot of times or multiple times, because like,
and to hang on to literally every single word they say.
Lunch to get all their information.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's like, that's an actual
puzzle combat game
designed for new players.
Dark Souls is a puzzle combat game. It's a puzzle game and a combat game.
Yeah, I mean, it is, in terms of genre, it is an action RPG, but each encounter requires, patience and intelligence. Yeah. Even if you're fighting the weakest enemy in the game, that thing can still kill you if you mess up.
So
I've died many a stupid way before due to my own incompetence.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a game I do need to go and actually play, like sit down and just like play for a long time and really learn and figure out what everything is at some point.
Yeah, I mean, like, I consider myself average, I guess. I don't know. I'd like to consider myself fairly proficient at video games. So, skills transfer over between different games regardless of the
Yeah.
type. But like my first playthrough of Dark Souls took like 50 hours. That was a single playthrough without me knowing what was going on.
Right. So have you done anything else this week besides Dark Souls?
Well, we got into a separate topic, but I was saying I'm playing Dark Souls. Moving swiftly back is like what I was playing this week. Dark Souls is pretty much all I've been playing. I want to play some other stuff, but I'm for some reason trying to upgrade every item to its fullest. I don't know why, but I for some reason want to upgrade every piece of equipment to its fullest and then just leave that character sitting for a future playthrough. It's like, oh, I also made a quality build, which means I'm making sure I have like an even a range of stats so I can use every item in the game.
Okay.
And I have a 50 in 3 stats. Took a while, and I'm planning on getting a 50 in 2 more stats. So it's gonna take a while, but and it's like I was just playing Dark Souls really slowly because I wanted to, and then it sort of snowballed into platinuming the game and getting every item. Because I am missing 1 armor set in the game, and after I get that armor set, I will have every item in the game.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, I don't know why I'm doing this. I just wanted to do it.
Well, I mean, it's something you enjoy, so
I know why I'm doing this. I'm doing it partly for the sake of the video I want to create, which is it's like a comparison between Dark Souls 1 and 2. So after I finish Dark Souls, I'll move on to Dark Souls 2 and platinum that game, and that's going to take forever. I don't like Dark Souls 2 very much. I think I've discussed this before.
You've discussed this with me on a few occasions.
Yeah, my most recent playthrough of Dark Souls 2 truly solidified my hatred of that game. Like, I really dislike Dark Souls 2 to an astounding degree. I hate a lot of its design choices. The stats are bad. Like, the stat changes are bad. The mechanic changes are kind of bad. The UI looks terrible. Absolutely terrible. But yeah. Other than Dark Souls, I haven't been doing much else gaming related. I think after my playthrough of Dark Souls and my playthrough of Dark Souls 2, I'll probably start on Dragon Quest.
Dragon Quest.
What the hell is it
Which
called?
one? The original Dragon Quest?
Sorry, I need to get my thing out.
What are we talking about?
He's talking about the original Dragon Quest, right?
Yeah.
Nice.
I'll start a playthrough of that because I want to, and I have it, and I was like, I want to play through that. So that's what I'm going to do after that. But that's like probably another week down the line. Yeah, that's what I've been doing this week. Yeah.
Right.
So where were we? How long? We
got
got
really hungry.
like half an hour, I think, or not.
I haven't eaten breakfast today.
I
haven't eaten breakfast today, and it's 4:00.
Why didn't you do that?
Is your sleep schedule screwed up again?
No, I got up at 11. I just had I had art class, and then this, and they go back to back with only half an hour in between, and so I had to play Minecraft during that half hour.
I see.
I want to download Spelunky. I've heard Spelunky is really fun.
Spelunky is very fun. What is happening? I'll just do that afterwards. Sorry. Yes, Spelunky's good. That's a fun indie game. Yeah, actually, well, you have a PC, so I can recommend whatever games on PC. But
I have a Mac.
It works.
You can play Spelunky on Steam, right?
Yes,
I have
Oh.
no idea what Spelunky is, so I've
Oh,
heard of it.
really?
So yeah,
I'm actually kind of surprised. Spelunky.
I've seen pictures of
Spelunky
it. I just
is a
don't know.
roguelite. It's a roguelite, so it has it has you go through it multiple times.
Okay, yeah.
What am I looking for? Sorry, it's a game that came. You're muted. You're muted.
Oh, sorry. Thank you. It's a gameplay loop game. You enter a random dungeon and then you explore it, and if you stick around too long, you die.
Oh, so it's just a roguelike dungeon crawler?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I suppose.
Okay.
But like it came. Spelunky has been around for a while.
Yeah, I know that. So
It's
okay.
it's a bit of it's like a platformer. You go through it. You collect treasure and do other stuff, and it's like a roguelite.
So
okay.
I would like you guys to try naming.
And it has like it's like a Indiana Jonesy kind of feel because of the main character.
Okay.
What have you guys heard of the one and only dungeon crawling trading card game?
Isn't
No.
that Boss Monster? Or
Boss
no,
Monster?
that's not Boss Monster. No.
It's a trading card game.
Oh, trading card game. Okay,
Yeah.
no. Then
It's no longer functional, so you can no longer play it. And actually, you could never play it. But it was an actual game that was played by people for a while, and it was a trading card game and a dungeon crawler, and it was in Minecraft.
I see.
I got a shirt for it.
Oh my goodness.
It's the only product that I've ever bought, and it's because it's a dungeon crawler trading card game in Minecraft.
I see.
all right.
It's everything. It's D&D,
I mean, yeah, it
Magic,
is.
and Minecraft.
It is everything.
It is
Everything.
everything that matters.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
All right.
I'm sorry.
What? No, you didn't.
I'm excited about that.
It's gaming.
It's totally gaming.
I mean, hey, I get excited about stuff too. I could show off my entire anime figuring collection, but I'm not going to do that here.
Why?
I'm not going to.
Anime is sort of like gaming.
It's not.
I know. I'm saying I am
not
excited
an
about it,
anime.
and I do want to show it off at some point. But it's just I'm not going to do that right now because it's where you have other things to do.
Yeah. Anyways, we'll swiftly move on to trailer roundup. We have some trailers lined up today. The first of which is Deathloop. Have you sorry. What? Oh, you need to enable me screen share again.
Oh wait, wait. Am I going to play it or are you?
I'm just gonna do it.
Okay.
If it's low quality, there's not too much I can do about it.
Just throw editing on top of it. It'll be fine. Everything can be fixed
I don't
in
know how to do
post.
that.
Oh my goodness.
I don't know how to enable
Well-
this for you.
What do you mean you don't?
I can make you the host. I can like record. I can't do anything.
What do
Host
you mean?
Share.
Participant screen sharing.
I did.
Click on the little thing next to me.
Participants.
Okay.
This.
This one? Nope, that didn't work. Now you're muted.
Oh.
You
Okay.
muted me.
Yeah. This one?
You've stopped my
I don't
video.
think that worked. Hold on. My audio thing is not working.
How about that one?
I'm now the host.
Did it work?
I'm the host now.
Okay.
I mean, that works, I guess.
Okay. I don't think Max.
Is it still
I
recording?
can share my screen
I don't think
now.
Max can hear
'cause
us.
I'm the host.
I know. I can hear you now. I don't think
Are
my
we back to
headphones got
good?
unplugged.
We're back to good.
We're back to good.
Okay.
What,
Sorry for that. But
is it still recording?
yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Our first trailer is for Deathloop.
Yeah.
This is the official. Sorry, this is the official launch date reveal trailer. So here we go.
Ooh.
For everyone else on this island, this place is paradise, where hunting me is the main attraction.
What's this big square thing?
You thought it was going to be easy?
Aaron,
Oh, that's quite far
What?
away.
there's a giant square thing on the side of your screen. Move your
Where?
mouse up a little bit. Right there. That all along the top there, and then all along. It just grew. Are you seeing this, Max?
I can see it. Yeah.
Are you talking
Okay.
about this? You are screen sharing?
No, those things.
These-
You just grew it. Yeah, those.
Yeah.
Those are just.
So those
out.
are showing up on
What?
it.
Were they blocking the trailer?
A little bit.
A little bit.
That looks kind of cool. though.
fix it in post
We could, but I didn't.
I don't know why.
with the magic of editing. I think it's probably just like showing it for some reason.
That's really weird.
All right then. But yes, that is. I'll stop sharing. That was the trailer for Deathloop.
Deathloop
What do you
looks.
two know about Deathloop?
I know nothing.
Deathloop looks pretty interesting. I mean, I've watched I think about every trailer because they when for like the PlayStation announcements, those streams that I forget what they're called. I've watched every single one of those, so I've seen
Presentation.
trailers for Deathloop before. It looks interesting, but I'm not I'm interested in the concept, but I'm not exactly sure on the mechanics because like is it simply just try again like any other game? Or
Yeah,
is it
from
co-op
what
with that other with
from
the other assassin
what
or
it,
I don't know.
well, from the trailers and stuff that I've seen, and from what it looks like, it looked like the most, well, not the most recent, but there was a trailer during a PlayStation presentation that was like, oh, the idea is that you need to figure something out for one loop so you can kill, you need to kill all these individuals so they stay.
But you need to do it all in one loop, so you just need to figure out like how to do it all in one loop. So it's so
I think.
yeah, that's how I watched that trailer a few times. So like yeah, like because like he says like he needs to kill this guy so that way in the morning, so that way he needs to kill this guy, but if he doesn't
Yeah.
kill him, but if he doesn't if he waits to kill him, then later that night he's gonna do something which is gonna make it hard to kill someone else. So then he needs to kill him in the morning, so that way at night
Yeah,
he
and then
do
you can
another
kill
person.
both of them in a single loop. And
Yeah.
I don't know about the co-op aspect, but like
Is it co-op?
I genuinely am unsure of what the enemy assassin is. I think it might just be some kind of gaming playthrough because like her entire job is just to hunt down the main character, but you play as her sometimes, it looks like.
You either play as her or it's co-op, and so one character one character is the main character, the other person's the antagonist. So it doesn't.
Yeah,
really,
I don't. That hasn't been shown off very well. Deathloop definitely
has
looks
not.
interesting, but I have no idea what's up with some of the stuff.
Same here. Like I need more information and maybe seeing some gameplay.
Also,
It has a full narrative where you play as this assassin who spends time trying over and over and over to complete the game. When you finally complete the game as the assassin, it records how you completed the game, and then it runs an NPC through exactly what you did, and you play as a person trying to stop them.
Is
Well,
that
the whole point is that no, the whole point is that she's there to stop him from the beginning.
Oh.
So she's already killed him throughout the entire game,
Right.
and she can also time loop back the same as you, so she still has the memories.
Yeah,
and
I don't
how
know.
you progressed.
Like that hasn't been explained very well through the trailers. I'm not entirely sure what's up with
I'm
that.
the same here.
But
It's
just to say, that is Deathloop is launching May 21st, 2021.
Yep.
So that's coming out next year. It looks, I mean, like I'm excited for it, but I just don't like. I need more information about it.
Yeah, I need
I
more
wanna play it on
information
my
in order to be
PS.
inside.
I want to play it on my PS Xbox 5.
Yeah.
The PS Xbox One X5.
Yeah.
Yeah, Deathloop definitely looks interesting. But anyways,
My NES Xbox P5. Isn't a P5 like a gun?
I think so.
Could you bring a
MP5?
gun up to an Xbox? So that like the gun powers the
For
Xbox?
what reason?
So the gun can power the Xbox. Guns have a lot of energy in them, right? So you just plug it into the side of the gun and it charges the Xbox and increases its power, right?
That makes a lot of sense.
Great.
Wow.
I know how Xboxes work. Trust me.
Wow.
I'm pretty sure that Xboxes have cords and you can plug them into things. Okay.
Sure.
Okay. So the
Yeah. I don't have much else to say about Deathloop. It's being made by Ubisoft or published by them, I believe.
No, it's Bethesda. It's being published by Bethesda and being developed by someone else. Ubisoft is not a part of it.
Oh, that's right. It is Bethesda. Sorry.
Yeah. So that the reason Bethesda is publishing it has me a bit worried.
Well,
But
here's the
they
thing.
are just publishing
They're
it.
just
So
the publishers, which means they probably don't have their buggy freaking hands over it.
yeah, and like they published Doom as well. So
Yeah, they published Doom and Doom Eternal. So
yeah, so
as long
there's
as
no
they
reason
don't
to be
have any
worried.
say in what's going on, it's fine.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, but that's that. We'll swiftly move on to our next trailer, which is for Grounded.
Isn't that out?
What is it?
Hasn't that been out for a while?
I mean, yes, but for the Xbox, it's coming to Xbox Series X.
Okay.
I mean, it's worth talking about. Yes, Grounded. This is the Koi Pond trailer, according to this. Whoops.
Grounded?
I need to share my screen.
It's basically Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, the video game.
Oh, that's time.
And it's a
Yeah.
survival game.
Ooh.
It's a survival game. Yeah. I haven't really seen any gameplay, so.
Just when you thought it was safe to go back to the yard. Coming to Grounded Early Access. And yes, we're still in early access. Comes an update that lets you go deeper than ever before. New secrets to discover. New items to craft. New enemies to face. With some old favorites that luckily can't swim. Oh, they can swim. And of course, that big ass fish. Play together and bond to survive the pond.
That was really cute.
Yes.
I like the way that they made it like really over dramatic. It's like new items, and then it's just some coins on the bottom of the ocean or bottom of the pond.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is the trailer for Grounded. Grounded is very interesting.
It is.
I've seen
It's-
gameplay of it, and I love the idea because I'm a huge fan of shrinking. Like, I like I've always been interested in it, like the Honey I Shrunk the Kids stuff.
Okay.
Always liked that. What?
The
No,
bar.
nothing.
Have you seen the Borrowers?
You gonna accuse me of something, huh?
Have you seen
No,
Borrowers?
no. I was just waiting for you to give a better explanation.
Have you seen
What
the
I meant,
Go on.
I've always liked
Go
it
on.
as a concept. Like all of the Honey I Shrunk the Kid, all those movies, I love them. Anytime, Shrink Rays or whatever in television shows, I usually like those episodes.
Your favorite
just something
superhero
about-
is Ant-Man.
What? I do
Favorite
like him. I like Pym though. I'm not super hot on the other guy.
Yeah, he's kind of bland.
Well,
No,
I
no,
like-
I'm not kidding. He's bland.
I like Pym because he's the original Ant-Man, and also because the Like, there's a lot of really interesting stuff that happens with Pym in the Marvel comics, and we'll never get them.
Do you know what's really sad? Have you
What?
seen Baby Driver?
Yes.
You know the
Baby
guy.
Driver's
Aaron loves that.
Yeah, the guy who made Baby
Yeah,
Driver.
he was
gonna make
originally
Ant-Man.
yes, he
Yeah, I
was gonna
know.
make Ant-Man. Yeah, this is old
He-
news.
Why?
Yeah. What
that?
is his name? Edgar Wright.
Yeah.
You're right. Yeah,
Edgar Wright. Yeah, Edgar Wright's a good director. Like, you can actually, if you watch the first film, it definitely feels like an Edgar Wright film with a
That got
different
its head cut
director
off.
attached to it.
They got his head
Like, it
cut
feels
off.
very Edgar Wright-esque, and it definitely feels like a different director who was put up for it after.
it seems that like it was originally supposed to be directed by him, and so they have a director kind of try to mimic his style.
Yeah, well, I think he wrote some stuff for it, which is why
Yeah,
it's
I
like
think so.
that.
Yeah,
You know,
You guys
he
seen
wrote
Solo?
some stuff for it, so they already had support. I think the main reason he stopped doing is because, like, oh, you're doing this whole universe thing. Oh, Ant-Man is the linchpin in your whole operation. Yeah, I'm cool. I just want to make a heist film about Ant-Man. I'm gonna go over here now and not help you with it.
Have you guys
I
seen?
think that's mainly why he stopped doing it.
Have you guys seen Solo? Because it had the
No.
same kind of problem. It had a director change. The guys who made the Lego movie were gonna make Solo,
I know.
and they actually made part of it, and they recut
I
it.
haven't
When
seen
you're watching
Solo,
it, there's
and
there's
probably
so much
don't
weird
care
stuff.
about it.
Solo's a weird, dumb movie. It's a bad movie, but it's a really fun movie.
Yeah,
In
it
my-
has
I've
Darth
given up on
Maul in
Star
it for no
Wars,
reason.
so
Watch Solo as a movie that was made by the Lego movie people and laugh.
no,
No?
because it's not a movie made by them.
Oh, okay. Don't pay for it though. It's not worth paying for it.
My family has Disney Plus. I have not used it once. I'm only going to use it to watch Mulan just to say how bad it is.
Why would? Okay.
Because
Ah, that is
Mulan?
because Mulan is my favorite Disney movie, and I passionately love Mulan and all the themes in it, and
Okay.
they fucked it over
They messed
so
up-
bad.
They messed up Aladdin. That was my favorite Disney movie.
I didn't.
I don't think
I
they
didn't
did
have
do
it.
as bad a job as.
Like
Mulan.
maybe it's because I'm Asian, but I just have a very big connection to
All right,
Mulan and the meaning and every narrative message it has. and
No,
they
no, it's because
fucked
you're
it.
actually secretly a warrior woman pretending to be a man.
you just rip your
Yeah,
clothes
all you-
off. It's
you
like,
just-
"Hey, this is what I am."
Yeah, just put your hair like
Anyways,
this. You're a
Let my
man.
hair, let my hair be free.
You have your tiny, terrible mini ponytail. Mini.
And then
Anyways,
take off all of your
yes, no, Mulan is not good. It will, yeah, no.
It will never. I just
armor.
that's a discussion for another time.
Internment.
For another podcast. Anyways, yes, that was the trailer. Moving back, that was the trailer for Grounded.
Yeah,
And
that was actually really cool.
Yes, we were talking about. I like shrinking as a concept, and I really like Grounded. I love the way it looks. I love the concept behind it. The weird, stupid, cheesy '80s kids dialogue is very entertaining to me.
Way it was done.
Like, no, like the characters you play have dialogue, and it's very much cheesy '80s kids film dialogue.
Yeah, it looks interesting to me. I just haven't seen enough of it to really have an opinion. And also I'm just
Yeah,
not really
I mean,
into
like
survival games,
it's a
but
building crafting game, so you know
Mhm.
it's a survival crafting game.
It looks like
I'm not a fan of the art style though.
I don't know. I just love the idea because one of my favorite things about the original Honey I Shrunk the Kids films is those backyard sets. They look amazing.
Yeah, I
Those
just
backyard
recently
sets are
rewatched it.
so
Yeah.
good, and it captures the feeling of like a backyard as a jungle so well. It just works so well. Anyways, anything to discuss about it aside from
I'd probably play it.
Not
if I
no.
had a bunch of people.
It's on, it's on PC.
Yeah, I mean this is for like the Xbox series, but you can get it on PC.
Okay. I'd probably play
Yeah.
it if I had people who were playing it, and if it was like at a friend's house, I might enjoy playing it. But I don't buy.
I mean, I'm interested in Xbox Game Pass. because it's only $10 a month, but you get like 100 games. So like I'm definitely interested in it for PC, but
Yeah.
not going all in yet.
You have that big of a game
Mhm.
diet. You just have to eat 100 games, 100 games a month.
No, I have a huge backlog. That's why I haven't done it yet. So
Ah.
You want to talk about backlogs?
I've been playing. Most of my year has been spent playing Persona 5, and I'm like 80 hours in maybe, and have not finished it. That's over the
Yeah,
course of
that's
the
a big
entire year.
game. That's a
What?
big
You
game.
have a job.
Yeah, and then also I have a job, and then I'm also trying to do YouTube stuff, and then also
You want to talk about backlog?
You're a
Just
writer,
over
right?
there, you can't see it, and I can't move the camera. But just over there is
You can't move the
double
camera?
back shelf. Is a
Like-
double back shelf filled with games I haven't completed
Why can't you move the camera?
because it's attached.
Yeah, I have a shelf.
Thing?
It's like this whole section
No, it's
here.
attached to the monitor. I can't. I'm using the monitor's camera.
Yeah,
I
that shelf
know,
back
but
there.
it would
This whole
require me to
section
pick
is
it
just
up
full
and
of
move
games.
it, and it would be big and useless and bad. That would be bad.
Sorry, yes.
But like, hold on a second.
Put a mirror up or something. Or not. Or that.
fine. It's fine.
Everything's fine.
It's fine. Oh no, that's a lot of games.
This is a lot of games.
That
Yeah,
is a
how
lot
about
of
10
games.
times this much?
Oh,
Yeah, I've been there. There's so many of them. It's just
That's
shelves.
not a joke, by the way. I have a lot of games that I need to
Yeah.
play through. I had a goal this year. I never completed that goal. My plan was to play through a bunch of games this year, but I never got around to it. I played through a couple, but then I lost a bunch of progress and stopped playing the game, and then life happened. No, it's not related to your thing. The reason I lost progress because of my own stupidity. I didn't save the game. I lost an
Feels bad.
entire at least 2.5 hours of progress.
That's
It's
a move.
just I didn't save and I lost it all. It sucked.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna move on.
Yeah, let's move
I
on.
mean,
No,
same for-
I'll get to the but that was. Anyways, I think that's all we have to discuss for Grounded. Let's move swiftly on to our final trailer of the day, which is the Cyberpunk 2077, the official
everyone's favorite game that
official
hasn't been
Johnny-
out.
the official Johnny Silverhead trailer. Prepare for swearing.
Okay.
I looked at these before, so you know. This will probably be one release.
Where'd you even come from? How are we even talking? Gotta get out of here, understand? And I'll kill anyone who gets in my way.
You weren't dreaming, V. Those were memories. You two are connected in a way I can't make head or tail of.
Who? Me and who, Vic?
Silverhand. Johnny Silverhand. Real talk of the town back in my day.
she died forever ago.
You need to say there's an actual terrorist in my head. Right now.
He burned down half the city just to prove he was right. And burned the other half just for fun.
What do you want from me? Destroy Arasaka. I don't even know what that means.
Do whatever it takes to stop him, defeat him, gut him.
He already tried to take over your body. You know, just for a little while.
Hear me, asshole? A bullet to the fucking brain. Get out! Just get the fuck out!
Tell me how to get rid of it.
You don't have much time left.
You're a dick, you know?
And you're a cunt. Maybe we'll fit together after all.
Do you look like Keanu Reeves?
Yeah, that is Keanu Reeves.
Oh, it is Keanu Reeves.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
also,
during the reveal,
how did that run? I'd assume badly.
Second half of it was
it
pretty
was
shocking.
okay. Yeah, well, like you
Alright.
got the basic. Oh, it's on Stadia.
Yes, that was the official Johnny Silverhand trailer for Cyberpunk 2077, which is releasing whenever.
December is the new
December?
dates.
Is it?
Yeah, it just said December like 15th. It was supposed to come out already, but then it got delayed.
Yeah,
Again.
I'm happy with it being delayed, honestly.
Did you know lockdown happened again?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got notifications on my phone like a whole bunch yesterday and today.
I called it. I didn't.
So did
sign
I.
up for- I didn't.
I called that like, hey, it's probably going to go into 2021, and if the world still acts the way it does, it's probably going to go into 2022.
Did you guys see the deaths? The deaths went up to like 50 per day
Oh, that's
in the entire U.S.
oh,
And that was the spike. They spiked up to 50 per day.
Yeah.
That's like
that's
nothing.
bad.
That's nothing.
Exactly.
No, that is still bad though.
It's bad. I'm
That's a topic
sad
for
for the
another
people that are
time.
dying, but it's so small compared to the population.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways,
Sorry, that's my 2 cents on this. Is that the disease is not dangerous right now? Because I've been tracking the death toll compared to the case toll, and it's so.
that's fine.
Yeah, but the U.S. is like the only country that's having a real problem with it, where everywhere else it's been better. The U.S. is the one that's still having problems with it because we're unregulated. But anyway, let's talk about the trailer.
Sweden's not having problems with it right now. They're completely unregulated.
No, they are. I think. I don't know. I don't pay much
seriously,
attention.
look up the Sweden regulation. The regulation is, we advise that you wear a mask when you're in public, and that's it. And like, there's no laws mandating anything, and people are being careful, but they're not being told to do anything.
Yeah, but then America is also a free country, and people take that to heart.
Right now, a bunch of governors are breaking laws by imposing lockdowns. They're breaking the Constitution.
I don't know. I'm not knowledgeable. I'm not
doesn't-
smart enough.
What
I'm
does
not smart enough to really talk about.
what does
this.
the word the right to free assembly mean?
No.
No. What does the word right to free assembly? Does it mean you can freely assemble, or does it mean you can't?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know anything. I'm stupid. I just talk
okay.
about anime.
Yeah. Okay. Never mind.
Anyway,
I never liked the lockdown because it makes it really hard to have friends. Because I like making friends at parks and stuff, and it's really sad.
But it's for the betterment of humanity. Anyway, the game.
Wait.
Keanu Reeves.
Can I ask you a question? Can I ask you a question? This is something I think everyone, no matter what their opinion on the COVID stuff is, will agree on. Is it right for the local school administration to put wooden boxes over the basketball hoops to prevent people from using them, then take them off, and then 2 months later put them back on?
I mean, they just closed the basketball.
What do you
field,
mean?
or whatever it's called?
No, you can do that, but then people will still play basketball. So you
They just
put things over the
like
hoops to prevent them from playing it in largely black neighborhoods.
I mean, if it's closed and it's private property, then yeah,
No,
they can they can put boxes on.
The public school that people pay for, that the local people are paying for with taxes. That's where they play basketball, but then it's closed down, so they can't play basketball there.
Yeah, so if it's closed down, then yeah, I suppose.
But then taking them off and then putting them back on.
Well, if they open up, they can open it back up. But if society calls for the school to close down again, then they can close down again.
Okay.
I don't understand.
I'm saying it's outdoors, and it's a thing where people are getting physical activity and exercise, which are both very good for people for COVID not killing people. And the alternative is these are people who are going to play basketball anyway, so they might go play basketball indoors somewhere.
I mean, unmute yourself.
Like everyone's entitled to their own opinion. I honestly just I don't see. I don't understand what perspective you're looking at it from. I mean, because I might just be stupid. Like I might just be stupid and just not be seeing something. But like, to me, like if the school is being closed down, then they can close down all of the school property, and if they have to take precautions to stop people from getting in and doing things, then
I'm
they
just
can
saying
do that.
I'm saying that doesn't seem like a justify. It doesn't seem like it's actually useful in any way.
No, it probably isn't.
Okay,
But I mean,
that was yeah.
This has nothing to do with video games.
it doesn't. No.
No, it's something that I have a very strong opinion on though, because I'm very upset and I'm
Hey,
still living.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'm still living in the normal world, but then the entire world is not thinking of it the same.
And meanwhile, I'm the one who hasn't left his house for let's see, since the beginning of summer.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, that's
I got tested negative for COVID, by the way, recently.
mhm.
Nice. Good.
Back to Cyberpunk 2077.
Yeah. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It
So,
looks like a
we-
really cool game.
Just watched the official Johnny Silverhand trailer for Cyberpunk 2077, and
Cool.
Go ahead.
yes, Cyberpunk 2077 is, well, many people know about it at this point, being made by CD Projekt Red, coming out soon apparently, and that's it's I mean, it looks interesting enough.
Yeah.
It's CD Projekt Red, so it will probably be good, but I don't know.
It looked good.
I don't know. Nothing about it looks appealing to me at all. Like, and is Keanu Reeves a playable character?
No,
I think he's a ghost in
He's
your
not.
in
head.
the trailer, Keanu
'Cause-
Reeves is playing a character called Johnny Silverhand.
No. Okay, is Johnny
He's an actual
Silverhand a
character
playable character?
from Cyberpunk 2020, which is the role-playing system that this is based off of.
Okay, but so is Keanu Reeves' character Johnny Silverhand? Is he playable?
He's a ghost.
I don't know.
Because they showed gameplay of him being playable.
It's possible that he
then-
is. I don't know specifics.
But I know you're supposed to like make your own character and play your own protagonist
from
as
the
well.
trailer, it seems that Johnny Silverhand is in your brain.
Oh,
Maybe he has a body.
okay.
I mean, it's,
Maybe he can
we
possess.
don't know.
Oh.
We don't know the exact specifics behind it yet. There still hasn't been any like real gameplay trailers of this thing.
Apparently there was like a big like half-hour gameplay show at some point, like I think this year or maybe last year. I don't know. I never saw it. It never fell on my radar. And everyone was like, "Oh, that's what makes it good." It's like I haven't seen it.
Yeah, I don't know.
So do
I'll
you think
probably play this because I like Cyberpunk as a setting, and also it's based off of Cyberpunk 2020, which is a very interesting role-playing system. But
do you think
I
the world
have
will look like that in
problem-
57
what?
years? Do you think the
What'd you
world
say?
do you think the world will look like that in 57 years?
no,
Okay.
everything's chrome in the future. No, I don't think that's the case.
Okay.
uh,
Sorry. That was my
What was I
next
gonna say?
question.
Oh, that's right. I have issues with I'm a big supporter of crunch time being eviscerated from the gaming industry as a whole. And it's like, so they pushed this back, and I'm happy they pushed this back because the developers not being worked to the grindstone is good. It's a good thing. So if they can get extra time to make this thing and not have to suffer through crunch, which I think they still did anyways, even with the it being pushed back. It's like, it's not like there's, it's like, I don't know. Crunch is a very used practice and I hate it, and it's not a good practice. It doesn't work very well, and it just results in terrible working environments for the developers.
I agree.
But yeah, other than that, Cyberpunk 2077, I mean,
It
looks good, I suppose. I don't know. I'm saying I'm excited for it, but I'm kind of indifferent to it to some degree. Like, I don't know.
I don't know. My brother like pre-ordered it like earlier this year because he was like super excited for it. And I see it, I'm like, there is nothing to be excited about for me. Like,
Yeah, I don't know. It's
I guess maybe I just need to play The Witcher because it's from the same developers and everyone loves The Witcher.
well, that's the thing. It's like the main driving force behind this is probably the developers' credence.
But this is
not
nothing like
creative,
The Witcher from what I've seen.
Like basically, people really liked The Witcher 3, and it was really well done. So people are excited for this because it's the same development studio.
But it
which is
doesn't look anything
fair.
alike.
I don't know. It'll probably be okay. I don't know. I don't actually have too much to say about it overall.
Yeah, same here.
I have more to say about the industry and crunch than I do that.
Yeah.
But yeah. But that's the end of trailers, unless anybody has anything else to say.
No.
All right. Well, that is the end of trailers. We'll swiftly move on to the topics. Host topics. What are the topics that we're going to be talking about today?
All right. Well, I will be right back. I need to go grab some food real quick.
All right, then.
All right. So you two converse upon yourselves, okay? Okay. You guys have fun.
Converse upon. Okay.
Because the moms aren't able to breastfeed them, and so they have to give them the formula. But they don't have formula, so they either dilute the formula, which makes the kids really skinny and gives them health problems later, or like all sorts of things. It's just it causes so much death.
Okay.
It causes too much death.
Move back onto topic.
I know. I'm well, because that's where my mind is right now. It's just on death, people starving. There's already 6 million people starved. It's sad. I'm sad.
Uh-huh. All right, then.
What a conversation to come back to.
Yeah.
Anyways, well, host topics. What did you bring to the table?
Who?
We'll start with Devin, just to get it out of the way.
Yay. I brought a tree that I cut down to the table, and then it broke the table because the tree was too heavy.
All right. What did you bring
Nice.
as a host topic to the table?
I forgot that we do this, and I forgot it's a host topic.
What do you mean you forgot?
I forgot that we have to give host topics.
All right, I'll give you Max's entire host topic to think of one.
No, I've got one. One.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, never mind. Max can do his. I've got one though.
Okay.
Mac, why don't you go first?
Hold on. Where's my phone? My topic was games that are outside of comfort zones that we've played. Because basically that's what I've been doing this year. Because before now, I've been playing very linear story-based games. Is everything okay? You both are frozen.
Uh-oh.
What? Oh, I'm not frozen. What's going on?
Oh, your internet connection is unstable. Okay, 1 second.
What's going on?
Okay.
Oh God.
My internet is running. Hold on, what's going on?
Internet.
So while Max gets his together, I will basically just go over Decked Out.
Mm-hmm.
So Decked Out is
are you selling out for them or something?
no,
What's
no,
going
it's
on?
already over. But if someone wants to build Decked Out, then they can do that. It's a dungeon crawling trading card game, and you dungeon crawl for the card, or you dungeon crawl for loot boxes. You dungeon crawl for
Why, oh why, oh why, oh why, oh why do internet connections suck so much?
you should get fiber, dude.
Okay, it's better now. It's better now. It's better. It's better.
All right then.
Fiber or satellite. You're out of
so
Yeah, your topic.
so this year I've played a lot of games that I did not think I would be interested in at all, and that was like my main goal this year, just to play games that I had no interest in whatsoever.
I saw your video on
in genres that I did.
or Sword and
Yeah,
Shield.
I mean,
Sword and
Sword
Shield.
and Shield. Yeah, thing is, I was so that's different. I enjoyed the first I enjoyed Pokemon Y, and then I played Shield, and I was like, that game sucked. Because I had experience.
Sorry to interrupt.
because
Sorry to interrupt you, but I think something happened. You're a little quieter than you were before.
I think I did turn it down. I'll turn it back up a little bit. Is this better?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So
Loud.
before this year, I'd been playing mostly linear story-based games, and never really any RPGs, unless they were like one of the bigger AAA games like Horizon Zero Dawn or something. But this year I was like, okay, I want to get into JRPGs, and I want to play just a whole JRPGs and open world games. So that's what I spent this year doing. I played a lot of I haven't played a lot of JRPGs. I've only played a couple, but
Mhm.
I've just learned about them, and I've played some open world games. Like I finally played Breath of the Wild. I'm playing Assassin's Creed 2 right now. I tried playing some of the Bethesda games and stuff like that. And then as far as JRPGs go, I played a little bit of First Kingdom Hearts, but I played Pokemon Shield after I started playing Persona 5, and then I've been learning about the Final Fantasy series and all that, and like
Yeah.
I found that I really enjoy JRPGs, which I never really enjoyed RPGs at all before, other than Pokemon.
What Final Fantasy game were you playing?
I haven't
when you
played
just started it?
Final Fantasy 15, and it's clunky. It's very
Oh.
clunky, but I like it.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, I like it, and like the Final Fantasy 7 remake looks like just a lot more polished version
Yeah.
of 15's gameplay, so that I really enjoy. So I do want to play 7 at some point.
Yeah.
But
That's actually something. So you don't particularly enjoy turn-based combat?
I didn't think I did. Like other than because the only experience I had with turn-based combat before was Pokemon.
Yeah.
And only like one or two Pokemon games. That was it. So before this year, I never really played any turn-based combat games. So for my birthday this year, my birthday's at the start of the year, so I got Persona 5 from my brother. He's like, "Here, you'll like this game," and I'm like, "I don't know what this is, so I'll try it out."
I'll
And
play it and find out.
so that's a game I've been playing throughout the entire year. I don't play it too often because I just don't have too much time on my PS4, but
Mhm.
it's a game. It's a game that's like shown me so much of like what RPGs do, and like how games don't have to always just be about how immersive they are. They can be about how they work mechanically and how you have to understand the mechanics and use those to your advantage. Because Pokemon, compared to like something like Persona 5, is a horrible RPG.
Yeah, Pokemon.
Pokemon is so basic. It's already
It
so
really
basic,
is.
and
It
then
really is.
Shield adds like some stuff that makes it really basic.
You ever
Where
played
Persona 5, what was that?
If you ever played Sun and Moon, they literally had a little flag that you could just follow along. So you have this big city, and then you just follow this little flag, and,
Oh no.
Mhm.
and then you're like,
no.
"Oh, you completed the objective. We're gonna now show you where you're gonna need to go next."
Oh no.
Yeah, Pokemon.
Ah,
And holding.
Pokemon's combat has never been good.
no.
It's very basic, and not a lot of strategy can be taken from it. I know
Yeah.
I'm gonna upset some people with that because of competitive Pokemon players, but like, I don't get it.
don't
Like, it's
There are
not. I don't know.
competitive coin flippers.
I'm just saying.
Everyone's competitive. But no, like Persona 5, like there was like so many deep involved in mechanics. Like after 50 hours into the game, I was still discovering mechanics and things that like I had no idea. Like that were there for the entire game. But like it didn't take me until like halfway through the game, right? We're 50 hours in, and I was like, oh, I get it now. And then the second half of the game, which I'm playing through right now, like it's been such like a fun and fulfilling experience because I have a deeper understanding of the mechanics. For Pokemon, like type advantages, I don't understand them half the time. What's Steel strong against? Who knows? What's Psychic? What? It's like
Yeah,
You have to memorize
like,
all of the charts on all the tables.
That's- you
yeah.
don't
Well,
have
the
to
thing
do
is,
it anymore.
Oh
The
yeah,
game
they
tells
do.
you what's good against what
yeah, now
not.
the game tells you, but it's like
Yeah.
but like there were so many types that like I didn't even understand. Where Persona 5, like it has clear mechanics and like teaches you how to find the weakness of your of the enemy personas, and then doing like so many other things. Along with that, having a social simulator that immediately ties into all the dungeon crawling as well with mechanics, because the more like if you have a character in your party and you hang out with them outside of the dungeon crawling segments, they gain skills and points that then that they then can use in battle. But that's because you further your relationship with that character. And so it got to the point where, but the thing is, I didn't understand that until halfway through the game. And so halfway through the game, I realized that like, oh wait, I've just been spending my entire time with this one girl. And so, and the thing is, there's also like relationships in the game as well. So like in the end, I ended up dating that character because like, oh, I didn't know I had to spend time with everyone else. So, well then.
Yeah, yeah.
But no, like Persona 5 is just like, it's been a very interesting experience to me because it's a game that like I played and I just understand every single mechanic and I understand how to beat it rather than Pokemon being like, I don't know half the time, but I don't have to know because it's so dang easy.
Yeah, Pokemon's easy. It's always been easy.
Yeah. And then Breath of the Wild was also a similar experience as well. But I think Persona 5 is, for me, has been more fulfilling.
Yeah. But talking of your host was like, your topic was like, games outside of our comfort zones.
Yeah, like have you guys played any games this year or any time out of your that were not in your comfort zone that you enjoyed?
Well, for me personally, I always when I was younger, I didn't have very much patience. Pokemon was pretty much the only RPG I could stand playing for a long time. Like RPGs to me for a long time were like very boring because you're just picking the thing, and I never thought about it like that. You're just picking the actions, and it feels very simple and not very like strategy, and you're just hit the thing with the big thing. Like that's what I just thought, and I was like, that obviously isn't the case. It's just I just didn't have enough patience or interest.
Oh, really Pokemon Shield, they do that. Dynamaxing is basically just hit the other Pokemon with a bigger Pokemon. Boom.
Yeah, Dynamaxing.
Make it bigger.
Pokemon, but also like I'm gonna say like the combat in Pokemon isn't very fun or engaging either. It's just that it's Pokemon, and my fandom for Pokemon will never die.
Yep.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
So that's what kept me going through the Pokemon games. But like I used to not have a lot of patience for a lot of things. But I have grown a lot of patience for a lot of I said earlier that I have a lot of patience and stomach for tedium now. And it's like, yeah, I can do that stuff. But thinking about, I'm not sure. I played quite a few different games this year, but I'm not sure what a game outside of my comfort zone would particularly be, because I have a very not wide. I should stop using the term very wide because it's not a good term, because it's like, basically it's like
very broad.
I like a lot of different types of games, and I play a lot of different types of games, but I don't think there's a specific type of game that I would be like, oh, I don't go near that.
So there's never been like a game genre that like you just weren't interested in?
I'm genuinely trying to think, because I can't come up with one specifically.
What about like battle royale games?
I mean, well, the thing about battle royale, it's a fine concept in itself. If you don't like them, I just don't play them because like they don't interest me.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the type of thing.
I suppose like
I'm not interested in Fortnite.
Yeah,
I wasn't interested in Persona 5.
Like Fortnite doesn't interest me, so I don't play it. And also like battle royales, I've come up with ideas for a battle royale before, but it's like, I don't know. Yeah.
I love battle royale.
I guess
bored of them, but I love the
creativity. I guess that would be out of my comfort zone, but I'm not. It's just something that doesn't interest me. So I'm not sure if it strictly qualifies. It's like there's a difference between playing something you wouldn't think you enjoyed and outside your comfort zone, and something that's like, oh, this just straight up doesn't interest me.
Yeah.
Because it's like using Baby Driver as an example. It's like Baby Driver interested me, but I would definitely say that movie is outside of certain like movies I watch. It's definitely a lot different than a lot of movies I used to watch.
Right.
So, and I really liked Baby Driver. And all these movies that I've watched is like I really liked them, and they were definitely outside of a realm of movies I hadn't discovered or watched before. But they still,
Mm-hmm.
they
I mean, have there been any games that like you had no interest in whatsoever? Like you didn't even know what it, or even to the point like you had no idea what it was. It's just that like nothing you saw interested you, but then you played it and then you enjoyed it. Have you ever had an experience like that? Because that was Breath of the Wild and Persona 5 for me. Breath of the Wild, like I saw gameplay of it and like this does not interest me at all. And then I finally picked it up and played it, and I loved every second of it.
I have an answer.
Okay.
Minecraft.
I mean,
when I was first told about Minecraft, I thought it sounded really boring. Really incredibly boring. Because I was playing my little tablet RPGs on my iPad. And they were so much more fun than this strange game that Aaron was describing, and it ends up being a really good game.
And now it's like the only game you play.
Nah, I mean, who needs a better game? You can play all games in Minecraft. You can build them in Minecraft.
You can also do that on Roblox.
Really?
Roblox is all about people making games. I
genuinely can't think of one.
Okay. That's cool.
What happened?
Nothing.
I was thinking like, all right. So
yeah, it's like I genuinely cannot think of a game where it's like I was seeing it and it didn't interest me, but I played it and I liked it. Like I can't. I genuinely cannot think of a game, which surprises me because like I feel like that surprises me, and also I feel like that should be unexpected to some degree. It's like really.
Well, I mean, you said that you enjoy like a whole bunch of genres now, so maybe like it's just maybe it was just like all at once you kind of like realize, oh, you like basically everything about games, and to the point where like, and
yeah, I do. All right, you continue.
No, you go ahead.
Go.
Like maybe like
no.
For me, like I'm just realizing like I love mechanics in games, where before I was just like, just shoot them up, do whatever. So like now like I have a deeper enjoyment for all games really, but like especially like JRPGs now. So like it's just that like my realization that like, oh, this is how games are made, and I enjoy, and like I like how, and I now actually see that now. And I enjoy that aspect of it.
Yeah. Because I definitely like something interesting. Like when I decided, or not when I decided, but like when I started thinking about games as a game developer instead of a person who just plays video games, they definitely look different from a person who's like, oh, I look at the design of things.
Yeah.
Like. So in God, like in God of War, like I basically, as a developer, is like, well, as a developer, I know where all the secrets are going to be because I understand how this game is designed. So that's how I found all the secrets in God of War, because I looked at it from a game developer's perspective and decided,
you're like, oh yeah,
found everything because of that.
Yeah.
And I find, especially nowadays, that I'm just like, I find that I just kind of want to experience things or watch things that is like, just put it on, I'll watch it. I don't care if it's good or not. I'll decide afterwards.
Yeah, because you never know when you might learn something.
Because like I said before, like RPGs are definitely the big like turn-based RPGs specifically are definitely the big things. Like, oh, I can do those now because I actually find them interesting, because I definitely had a tendency, this is the kind of same for quite a bit of my tastes, I used to have a tendency to sort of default to action. It's like, I need, action, blow the thing up. This is the same for like movies in anime, and it's like I kind of just defaulted to like action games or whatever. So it's like Monster Hunter. Monster Hunter is very grindy to some degree, but it has a lot of action in it, and that led me forward. But looking at my like wall of games over there, it's like I have Devil May Cry sitting over there. That's a game I quite enjoy, and it's very action heavy. I have like the Metroid games, or like God of War, hack and slashes. Kind of defaulted to those because I defaulted those because that was what I wanted, I suppose. But what happened? At this point in my life as a consumer of like video games, movies, and stuff, I honestly can't think of anything that's like I can technically think of this for movies, but not really video games.
Okay.
Like I can think of some movies, well, like I said, described with Baby Driver, but like I guess I can think of some movies that I saw. Well, I'm rambling slightly. Basically, I'm trying to say is like,
but yeah, no, I get it.
The Mummy, that Mummy movie that came out in 2017 with Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
It's like I knew from the trailer that I wasn't going to enjoy that film and it was going to be bad, and I was right. But I guess that doesn't really fall under what your topic discussed is. So
I mean, yeah, no, I get that. I mean, I'm still kind of going through that. I mean, I kind of went through that with movies years ago, but I mean, I think this year, like especially for games, for me, I really realized that like I understand why I'm passionate about it now.
Yeah. Because as a would-be game developer, and I say would-be with the biggest air quotes ever, I haven't made anything. Voice crack. But do you have anything else to add to this, Devin?
No.
All right, I guess, I don't know. We just kind of talked at each other in regard, I don't know. That's what? Oh,
I was just talking at you.
Is that I guess that's all you wanted to discuss for your topic. Right?
Yeah.
Or is
and also kind of horror games are another thing that I kind of delved into a little bit this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've only played one horror game, which was Little Nightmares, but like as an experience, I was like, that was amazing. Like, I didn't know I could feel these emotions while playing a game. So now I'm really interested to play more horror games.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The same thing with horror movies. I have never watched a horror movie, or I hadn't watched a horror movie for a long time, because they're just like, what's the point? And then I found out that a couple of these horror movies are actually just like really dumb. Like they're not trying, like The Nun. If you've seen The Nun, that's an example of the type of movie I don't want to watch because it's just gross and creepy and jump scary and not fun.
But then you watch it and it's like, oh, it's fun to watch, but it's not good.
No. But then I watched what's that movie? It was originally called Very Scary Movie. I think it's called Scream now. Actually, I think it was Scream.
I think you mentioned it to me before.
Yeah, Scream. I think it's Scream. Scream's really good because Scream is a parody of the entire genre. And so they'll set up and it's a parody of the genre, but it's not like a Spaceballsy stupid movie. It's actually
it's embracing the genre.
It's a really well-made movie.
Yeah.
I like it. I like Scream as a movie. I think it's
I've heard that's good, but I've seen a few horror movies. I've seen a few horror movies in the past few years, and like as someone who never watched horror movies before, like I've seen It, both 1 and 2. I've seen The Boy, and then I watched one called The Bye Bye Man. And out of all that I've seen, The Bye Bye Man, which was clearly made on a very low budget, is the one I enjoyed the most because it just has some psychological themes in it that I was like, oh, that's interesting. But like like I didn't enjoy it all that much. Like I watched the first movie, I was like, it was fine. Watched the second one, I was like,
yeah,
But everyone, like my dad and my brother were watching it with me, and they were like, "Yeah, that was good." I'm like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Well, yeah, that's the
yeah."
That was something.
Horror. I haven't actually. I don't think I can say I've played a horror game. I definitely want to, but I just don't have access to really any.
Yeah, I highly recommend Little Nightmares because it's a very different horror game. It's not this. It's not the first person run around with a flashlight thing. It's a 3D platformer, but it's a horror game as well.
Yeah.
It's a very simple 3D platformer, but just the added element of the atmosphere of the horror makes it legitimately terrifying. Like I started that in November and I only finished it on Halloween, like coincidentally, because I would play it for like an hour or two and then I would put it down, just leave it for months because it just gives me so much. It's like it just makes me feel fear. Like I just get so immersed.
I have true fear.
But like it was like interesting because it's not because watching horror movies I never felt scared because it's just a movie. But then when you play a game, you are the one who is getting hunted, and and so because of that you have that, because of the interactiveness. Going back to the beginning here, if you're paying attention, because of the interactive element that games have, I just felt more immersed, and it just presented itself in a way that like not seeing it's an experience that like you have to play to understand. You can watch videos or let's plays on it and get a similar experience, but nothing compares to actually sitting down and playing it for yourself and understanding how it all works.
I agree, because horror game, that's actually another thing. Horror can be done so well and crafted so well in a video game environment or in a gaming environment. Like horror movies can be as well, but a horror game can be like the scares don't have to be predetermined.
Right.
That's why good horror games are especially very scary, because like you never know when a scare is going to happen. In a movie, you know when, especially on repeat watches, like, oh yeah, that's going to happen, whatever. But like these scares are dynamic because they're controlled by you, by your progression, by what your actions dictate. That's why the scare happens.
Yeah.
You know, that's very well done in a video game environment.
Yeah.
Gaming environment, rather. Anyways, but yes, where were we? We're talking about.
I was saying that like I also enjoyed horror games as well as JRPGs.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
because horror game. Yeah, I just don't have access to many horror games at the moment, but I will definitely play one eventually. Anything to add, Devin?
No.
All right. Well, is that all you had to?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's all.
All right. My host topic for the week. We were just tripping over my words now. Hold on a second.
Fear is an emotion.
So I did have a different host topic, but because we were talking about Dark Souls earlier, I really just want to rant for a few minutes about Dark Souls 2. So that's what's going to happen.
All right.
So I want to talk a little bit about Dark Souls 2 and why it's terrible and why I hate it. Because when there are things about Dark Souls 2 that I do enjoy, but on a whole, I very much dislike Dark Souls 2. Because like one of the bigger things about the design change is that, so in the original game you had a role that had invincibility frames, so you could dodge attacks and whatever. In Dark Souls 2, there's an actual stat that dictates how many invincibility frames you get for a roll. It's not good. Yeah,
that's
annoying. And when you start the game, your roll, like, you need to upgrade that thing, because at the start of the game, your roll has way less invincibility frames than it did in Dark Souls 1. there's that. The other thing is just like nothing about that game feels connected. Like all of the areas feel incredibly disconnected from one another. They're all varied environments, but that's what makes it worse. Like you go through
go through a castle and then all of a sudden you're in a desert.
No, you like go through a little bit of a weird forest area, and then you end up in like let me think for a second. Like you go through a weird shrouded forest area, then you end up in a little bit of an open area with some like architecture lying around. Then you fight a big scorpion lady who's there, and then you go through a tunnel into a weird cave system leading out to a completely different area that's just like, what is this? This feels so not connected to one another. And it's like you end up in like a weird desert that's like a canyon that has a big spider boss at the bottom, and it's just it's like that's just one section. It's like one of the worst offenders is the Iron Keep. The Iron Keep is literally a castle made entirely of iron that has lava all over the place. And that you go there from like, I think like a big open like area with like a farming village or something. Like nothing feels connected in it. Literally, okay, so just to accentuate my point, there's a castle in the game that you go to after you get a special sign to do it. And you literally go from like what?
There's a cat.
What happened?
There's a cat.
My cat jumped onto my lap.
You literally go from you literally go from like that little forest area through a tunnel into a forever rainstorm. And it's like you get there and it's like what? Like it feels like you're warping across the universe. Nothing feels connected in that game. Like these areas, like you go to the castle and it has this massive chasm around it and mountains on all sides, and it's like, where was the area I just came from? Where was it? It can't be over there because I can see over there and it's not there.
It's like this. There's a rock here and a rock here. There's a cave leading from into this rock, which is in the middle of the city. You walk into the rock, you walk through a short cave, and then suddenly you're in a desert and it stretches for miles. But then you walk through another cave and you're in a mountain.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. And it's like
the space doesn't line up.
And the worst part is like these areas are supposed to be somewhat next to each other because there's a literal map that you can look at, and it's like, oh, this is the map of all of Drang Lake, which is the land you're traversing, and it's like all these areas are literally one after another.
Interesting.
Of each other, and it makes no sense. It makes no sense from that point, and it's like, what is this?
Like if you had yeah, never mind.
It's just not consistent.
It's not, like consistency is that, and it's like one of the other things is that the combat is pretty much the same as Dark Souls 1. It's a little faster, but it's pretty much the same. And that's like, whatever. Combat's pretty much the same. I don't have too much of a problem with that. Let me think. So actually, one of the things, I just hate the level design in that game. Like, the level design is so bad and like genuinely artificial feeling. Like nothing in the original Dark Souls feels like, oh, this was made.
I get it.
One of the things I go to all the time is the Iron Keep. There's a hallway in the Iron Keep that is like a corrugated metal hallway that goes like forward this way and this way, and it's just this little hallway that makes no sense. Like, you're in an Iron Keep castle, there's this random hallway that just leads out onto like the roof of something, and in this hallway there's literally like a guillotine that stops you from moving forward in the hallway. Like there's literally a block thing that's sitting here, and it's not a door because it's at your knee height, and you pull a lever next to it so it lifts up and you can go forward. It's like, what is this?
And this is Dark Souls 2?
This is Dark Souls 2. Like, what? Who designed this? It's terrible. It's awful. It looks awful. But like, the other thing is like, none of the NPCs in that game even come close to the worst NPC in Dark Souls 1. Like, none of them are interesting or like memorable in the slightest. Like, they all have such like reserved personalities, and nothing about them is interesting. Like in Dark Souls 1, all of the NPCs have distinct personalities and like interesting things about them. And it's like, oh, I get to know this person. I care about this person.
Yeah, I
but
can
in Dark
confirm
Souls
that.
2, it's like there's one interesting NPC named Lucatiel. She's the only interesting NPC. Other than that, all of the other NPCs are boring and one-dimensional. Or not even just one-dimensional, they're just one note. It's like they don't... Like, in Dark Souls 1, every NPC has buttloads of dialogue that you can go back and listen to about what's going on. All of the NPCs in Dark Souls 2 have, like, very little dialogue after a while. It's like they just say the same thing. Like, and I know because I checked, because every time I went back and I talked to them, every time they never had anything new to talk about.
Do you know if maybe like the English release for Dark Souls 2 is like had different dialogue stuff?
Unless they entirely changed the script, I doubt it.
Okay.
Because I know, like, yeah, like I don't like the dialogue isn't that bad. It's just so one note. It's like they just say the same thing over and over again. You know? It's like they have their dialogue, and then when you reach the end of their dialogue, it's just they'll say the same thing over and over again. Because they just nothing new appears for them to say. And also, that game has a lot more bosses than Dark Souls 1. Dark Souls 1 has like, I don't know, like 10 or so bosses, maybe more. Like, it doesn't have that many. Like, it has one for each main area of the game. But Dark Souls 2 has way more bosses, and all of them are way less interesting. Like, how do you make, like, you increase the amount of bosses, but you decrease the quality of them to a great amount? Like, they're all, like, so one of the main things about Dark Souls 2 is that it's way easier than Dark Souls 2. Dark Souls 2 is way easier than Dark Souls 1. But Dark Souls 2 is easier than Dark Souls 1. In a lot of, the bosses are easier to fight, and it's like, that isn't like a main complaint. Like, I don't necessarily need the difficulty factor, but I would like some kind of interest of some description, because most of the bosses, with the exception of like a couple, are like dude in armor variation. Same with the enemies, honestly. Pretty much every enemy in that game is dude in armor of some variation. It's just so uninspired and bad. And also that's the thing. The main thing about Dark Souls 2 is that it's really unfair. Like, genuinely unfair in a lot of different cases. Like, I don't remember the name of the area, but there's an area that you go to after the castle that's like kind of underground. It's like this weird swamp grotto, and it has these enemies that fire spells at you, but they do it from like a great distance. And then there's these other guys that pile onto you while the other one is casting spells, and then there's these secret guys in the water that jump you and you can't see them properly. And it's like, all of these things combined into a really unfair, unfun area.
That's not a Dark Souls area at all.
No, it's just, and also the other thing is like, there are so many more enemies in that game. They just pile them on. Like the first main area of the game, you go up a ladder. The first main area you go to, the giants, the Forest of the Fallen Giants, you like go up a ladder into a big room, and like 6 or 7 guys attack you all at once. Like, how are you supposed to deal with that?
Hey.
Like, they don't take very much, they don't take very much to kill, but like 6 or 7 guys all at once are attacking you, and they all can stun you very easily because they messed up the poise system. So pretty much everything stuns you in that game.
Mm.
And it's like, come on, what is this? But I think I've ranted just about enough on Dark Souls 2 and why I dislike it. But I will say one more thing about the game, and that is the one thing I wanted to say about it that is semi-positive, I suppose, is like there are aspects about the game that I do like I believe it's power stancing. Power stancing was an interesting idea that they added, which was the idea that you could hold a weapon in both of your hands and like do a power stance, and it gives you special moves with it. And I was like, that's an interesting idea. I like that. But like, I don't know, I don't have to think of something positive to say since it's a rant, but like, I don't know. Oh, you know what? Screw saying anything positive. The DLC areas are garbage. There are 3 separate DLC areas, and all of them are bad.
Oh boy.
There's an area that's filled with poison. There's like a poison cave area that has a lot of annoying enemies and annoying boss fights. Oh yeah, like that poison area, the boss fight at the bottom, the first boss fight you would most likely fight is this lady that summons enemies, and it's like, okay, that's not too bad. But the thing is, one of the enemies she can summon is literally another boss. She literally summons another boss to help fight you, and that thing takes so much damage. And it's like, oh, that's the other thing. Every boss in that game has like so much health.
Oh,
like
boy.
Even if you have the maxed out equipment and are like min-maxing to the fullest, they take like no damage. Wow. It's ridiculous how much health those enemies have. It's like, and this lady can summon multiple of them because, it's like, you might think, leave the skeletons that she summons so she can't summon anything else. No, she can summon as much as she wants, which means if you're not careful, she'll summon 2 of the big guys. And it's just so annoying and bad. And then after that, you fight a big poison dragon that isn't that bad, I guess, but it's just not very fun.
Yeah, it sounds just very mismatched. Like they're like, okay, let's just throw this many enemies in here. Like, let's just do this thing. It's like not really thinking about how like reasonable it would be.
Yeah. Because it's very much like that. But like the third DLC area, I'm not going to talk about the second one. The second one is like okay, but it also has that problem of mismatched enemies. And like, how am I supposed to do this without just dying? But the third DLC, Ilium Lice, which is like this ice kingdom, and it's like, when I first got to that, I was like, oh, this is amazing. It looks awesome. It's the worst of the 3 DLCs.
Like just level design.
It has okay. So I lied. The third DLC has one good boss, one average boss, which is this big like tiger that fires magic at you, and it's like, that's an okay boss, and it's actually kind of fair, and it has a unique mechanic where if it's actually entirely invisible if you don't go and stop the snowstorm. It's like, oh, that's kind of interesting. But other than that, the area sucks. And that area is incredibly infamous because each DLC area has essentially a multiplayer boss, basically a boss that you are supposed to summon other people to fight with. And it's like, okay, whatever. But the Ilium Lice one is 2 tigers, and it's like, oh, so it's 2 of the thing I already fought, and they're kind of weird and bad looking. But the run up to get to those things is legendarily bad. It literally, like, it got nicknamed Horsefuck Valley. That's its name. It was nicknamed Horsefuck Valley because of how awful it is. You know why it's awful? Because it's a really long stretch of nothing but infinitely respawning deer things that just come at you. And that's it. It's just a big long stretch of nothing but that, and they're really hard to kill apparently, and it's like you get to the boss and then you die and you have to do the whole thing again. And I have not personally gone through Horsefuck Valley, but I will be going through it when my next playthrough of Dark Souls 2 comes up.
Oh boy.
So I'll be able to experience the agony of that. And also the big final boss of that area is like the big final boss of that area is like this king guy that you need. So the boss starts off, you fall down a pit and then you're in the area, and it's like this weird lava area that whatever. But like these 3 knights come out of these things, and they will stay there forever throughout the boss fight unless you go through the entire area and get these 3 other knights to fight them and seal off where they infinitely respawn from during the boss. And it's like, this is cool. This is fun. Also, the bosses. Oh, that's another thing. This is sort of related to the boss. I'm rambling at this point. But one of the mechanics they changed is that while you're so in the original Dark Souls, when you lock onto an enemy, no matter where you're pushing the stick in, you will always face that enemy, and your attacks will always go towards it, which is fine. And something that Dark Souls 2 did was that while you're locked onto an enemy, you have sort of free movement, which is fine. That's fair. Being able to free move while locked on is actually kind of nice. But the problem is your attacks don't auto lock on to the target at that point. So if you press down while locked onto a target, you'll attack backwards.
Oh no.
And that, like, I've gotten used to it now, but that mechanic screwed me up so much when I first played the game. And it made rolling while locked on really pointless, because
you can just
basically that mechanic made locking on pointless in general. Because it's like, oh, I'll just lock on and roll past his attack. Oh wait, I attacked in the wrong direction because of the way my stick was facing, so I did no damage, and I have to wait, It's a terrible mechanic. It's awful.
They got that stuff worked out in the first 3D Zelda game. Why is Dark Souls having trouble with it?
It's just like, I don't like that. That is basically the cherry on top of Dark Souls 2 as a whole. Like, that mechanic screwed me up so much when I first played that game. So many times I died because I attacked in the wrong direction.
Oh boy.
And also just like a lot of the run-ups to bosses in general are just really unfun and not very good. And it's just like enemies upon enemies that are just piled on top of each other. It's like, oh, I can't tank through these hits because the poise system is pointless. Because that's something that was in the original Dark Souls. It's like, in Dark Souls 1, they had a poise system, which was, if you had enough poise, you could tank through an enemy's hit, so it wouldn't stun lock you. But in Dark Souls 2, poise is like basically not there, so you can't like tank through any hits, which means if you're fighting a bunch of creatures at the same time, which you often do in Dark Souls 2, if you get hit by one, you're like screwed.
Huh.
Yeah. I could rant some more, but I think I've been ranting for like 30 minutes. So that's all I have to say about Dark Souls 2. Anyways, anything to comment on?
I mean,
either of you?
Having not personally played it, that does sound like a nightmare. Because like the only Souls-like game I've completed was what was it called? Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, but because that's more of a simpler one.
Yeah.
But like everything you said, like all the problems you talked about, like they didn't have those problems in that game because like, and I'm thinking like if I had played that game with any of those problems, that would have been horrible.
Yeah.
It's like and like it seems like the first Dark Souls like really like set up a standard, but like for some reason they just like
it's like
didn't
I will
really
say it's
go
like
through
Dark Souls 2. So
one.
here's the thing: a lot of people point this out when talking about Dark Souls 2. It's like Dark Souls 2 did not have the same director as Dark Souls 1, which is why like, oh, it's not good. But like, I'm pretty sure it had the same development team. Like somebody had to look at these gameplay decisions and say that's probably a bad idea. But no, apparently not.
I don't know. Maybe I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. Anything to add, Devin, or just anything?
No, that sounds sad.
Okay.
I wish that they put more thought into it.
Yeah, and actually replaying Dark Souls 1 again reignited my love for that game, and it just kind of made me think like, man, there are so many more interesting things they could have done with the sequel. Because the sequel has literally no story ties to Dark Souls 1 at all. It's completely different. It has its own thing. And I'm like, man, it would have been really cool if they set this game in like a period after Dark Souls 1, which they do, but it's like however many years later. It's like everything, it has very little ties to Dark Souls 1, which is fine, I suppose. The story it tries to tell is fine. Like, I don't have many problems with the lore of that game or the story. It's just everything that surrounds it is just so awful. Anyways. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I think I'm done. My rant. I think my rant's done. Anything else to add? I already asked that, but just like anything?
No, I'm good.
All right then. We'll swiftly move on to our last topic of the day, which is the news.
Yes.
We've been going so long. We'll just quickly go through this. There's not much to talk about. First up on the chopping block is which is kind of interesting to me actually. So some, according to this article, some current gen games are getting 120 FPS support on Xbox Series X, but not PS5, which is interesting to me. It's kind of interesting. So yeah, specifically Rocket League was going to get an update to support 120 FPS on Xbox Series X and S, but that same feature is not coming to PS5. Apparently it would require, it's kind of interesting. Anything?
Interesting.
Yeah, I think that is actually quite interesting because because obviously the PS5 sorry, I lost my train of thought. Basically, I think it's interesting because the Xbox Series X is kind of weird as a console. Like, it's you've seen it, right? It's like a square.
It's basically a PC.
Yeah, it pretty much is. A small, like,
The only thing I can really think of why. Wait, does the Xbox Series X have ray tracing as well?
I think so.
Because maybe because like the only thing I can think of is that maybe for the PS5, because because PS5 has two modes. There's performance mode, and then there's the other mode which has ray tracing. So maybe they're not giving the PS4 120 frames, the PS4 version 120 frames, because they're going to be utilizing the ray tracing feature on that. Where Xbox Series X, I think, is has like one default setting, or maybe the devs choose which setting they use. Where PS5, you can switch from going at like 120, going at like performance or ray tracing. So that's the only thing I could really think of.
Yeah. I suppose. I don't know. It's interesting enough because several game companies are doing this. Like EA are doing with Star Wars Squadrons. The PS5 version will have will run at the same resolution, the same frame as the game on PS4 Pro. So Star Wars Squadrons is going to run better run at a higher FPS and resolution than PS5. Call of Duty Warzone is also on that same chopping block, which is interesting. I think that, I'm not a big...
No, it says it right here. Enabling 120 hertz on Xbox Series X/S is a minor patch, but enabling it on PS5 requires a full native port due to how backwards compatibility is implemented on the console. So because the PS5, the PS5 has because it's backwards compatible, it has to choose which one you want, higher frame rate or better visuals. Where the Xbox Series X,
I'm personally not a big graphics or frame rate guy personally, so it's not gonna, sway me in any way. But I think it would sway several different types of individuals. It might, it might actually make people want to purchase the Xbox Series X.
Over some PS5 has better exclusives like Demon's Souls and Spider-Man Miles Morales.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess it kind of depends.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say, my eyes don't go above like. So this is an actual thing. I physically can't tell the difference between 30 FPS and 60 FPS. Like I just can't. Yeah. And I also physically cannot tell the difference between 480p and 720p. Just can't tell the difference. My eyes just can't tell the difference. So it's not going to change my opinion or whatever on the Xbox Series X, which I don't know. I've been very critical of Microsoft for a long time. They kind of suck. And have split up their audience for a while. Yeah. Anyways, I don't think there's too much else to discuss about that. It's interesting, and I think it might open up some more competition, but that's about it.
Yeah.
Moving on to our next topic, which is actually kind of interesting. GTA Online is getting a new update. What?
No, they above my mic. I'm sorry. It's fine.
Well, yeah, GTA 5 Online is getting a big new update, which is actually you can do single player.
I bet the 10-year-olds are excited.
This is pretty much the 10-year-olds. The hell are you?
Yeah, there's a bunch of 10-year-olds that play GTA 5. I only know
you know this
because I worked at an elementary school and I heard them talking about it.
Oh, okay.
And there's a bunch of them, at least in my neighborhood.
But yeah, there's a big new heist update.
Yeah, 10-year-olds go to elementary school.
Grand Theft Auto's Online, which will be released December 15th, adding a brand new island, new radio stations, and a new armed submarine. A huge heist that can be completed with friends or solo. And this is pretty what? Yes.
Is GTA Online something different from GTA 5?
It's
Or is
So
it this, or is it the same game just
it's
online?
the online servers of GTA 5.
Okay.
Cool.
Interesting.
But this is pretty. I think this is very interesting because it's pretty much the only single player big DLC thing that's been released. Period for this game. Like so
Yeah.
much online stuff has been released, and it's funny to me how this is still online and you can still do it, but you can do it solo, which is something you couldn't do for a lot of the other heists. So it's interesting that they're good, basically giving you a single player experience for this, because GTA Online has made ass mounds of money. An absolute crap ton of money has been farmed from that.
It is literally the #1 selling piece of media of all time.
Yeah.
Really?
Like, yeah, if you look it up,
Wow.
it like more than any movie, any video game or anything, GTA 5 is the big most sold piece of media ever.
Recently.
Mm-hmm.
No, of all time.
No.
Like
GTA 5
no,
came out
like
in
Disney as a company
2013.
has more money because they've earned that over the entire lifetime of Disney. But
No.
GTA 5 is the one single piece of media that has sold the most.
Okay, let me see.
You can look it up. The reason I think this is worth talking about is because I find it funny that after like what? It originally came out in like 2013, right? After
Oh, more
like-
it was like 2012, I think. It was originally on PS3 and Xbox 360.
yeah,
So
and it was ported, and it's being
Yeah.
ported to PS5 as well. But like, I think it's funny that after all this time, they finally cracked and gave
some single player stuff.
content.
Yeah.
It's like, because they had like story and single player stuff planned, but that was all scrapped because of how successful the online was.
Okay.
So I think it's funny that they finally did something for single player after all this time.
It's the highest grossing media franchise or single piece of media.
Yes. The highest grossing single piece of media.
Okay.
So like Star Wars as a franchise probably has more money.
Yeah.
But for just being one thing, GTA
Yeah, it is
5
ridiculous.
and GTA Online, it just
Yeah. If you don't know, it's development studio is Rockstar and published by 2K Interactive.
What? 2K published that?
No, wait, no, I'm wrong. Sorry.
Okay, that was. Like,
I don't know why. Sorry, 2K, not 2K. What is it called? Not 2K.
Wow.
What is it
Rockstar
called?
Games?
Rockstar Games is the development studio, and they are probably the.
I think they published it as well.
Take-Two Interactive? These are what's
Sorry,
set up.
Take-Two. That's what I was thinking of, not 2K. Take-Two Interactive.
Okay.
Wow. Estimated 10 billion. Wow.
Yeah, GTA is big. Like
GTA is 1/10 of all of Pokemon. And considering how much Pokemon there is, that's insane.
considering how Pokemon owns more, it has more than Disney.
Okay, thinking about it like that, that's kind
Yeah, so that's what I was thinking. It's not 2K, it's Take-Two Interactive. Take-Two Interactive owns
Pokemon's not more
Rockstar,
than Disney.
and they're behind all of the. Rockstar is also to blame, but Take-Two is a lot of the reason for a lot of the really awful decisions that were made for online. Because they want all the money in the world.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Pokemon is more than Star Wars, but
Yeah,
Pokemon is not more than Disney.
It's not.
Nope,
I
Disney.
thought Pokemon.
Because Disney, just the Walt Disney Company, would be is
Just the Walt Disney Company is less than Pokemon, but because Disney owns like Star Wars and Marvel and all that, they do have more than Pokemon. But for the Disney property itself,
like bigger
Pokemon
than
is
Disney
#1 property.
Winnie the Pooh and Hello Kitty.
Oh, great!
They're bigger than Disney. according to this.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
But no, it's interesting how GTA is finally getting some DLC, for, like some single player stuff after so long. I've never played GTA either. I think I have it.
What?
I think I have. I think I have GTA 5 on Epic Games, but I just haven't played it. Because it doesn't look interesting to me. But who knows? Maybe it'll be a Breath of the Wild experience or Persona 5 experience all over again.
Maybe
Anyway,
it would be very interesting.
I don't have much else to say about the GTA 5 thing. I mean, it's worth commenting. Oh yeah, like new radio stations are coming, new music is coming to that as well, and a whole new island to explore. So it is a big chunk of something to do, which is interesting. But yeah, that's about it for that. Moving on to our next bit of news.
All the new news.
Moving on to our next bit of news. Google is bringing Stadia to the iOS.
Wait, what? There's more news? I didn't see it.
Yeah. How does it hold it? Doesn't matter. We only have one more. So Google is bringing Google Stadia to the iOS, which so Amazon, where is it? Microsoft and Amazon also are bringing their streaming services to iOS, which is interesting.
Wait, were they not on iOS before?
No, Google Stadia. Google Stadia announced today that public testing for a web app version of Stadia on iOS will begin rolling out in the next several weeks.
Interesting.
Yeah. Stadia was launched a year ago. God, has it really been a year since Stadia was launched?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Apple's probably going to be rolling in their grave, just being like, "Yeah, we got so much money," or something. I don't know. Like, they're just sitting on top of a pile of money.
I think this is worth discussing because, I mean, it's Google Stadia. How can you not laugh at it? And secondly, I mean, I highly doubt bringing Stadia to iOS will actually increase the profits and or effectiveness of Stadia because Stadia is bad.
Yeah, I mean, I don't...
Like, Stadia is just openly bad.
Yeah. In concept, it's good. But in execution, it's bad.
Okay, so concept-wise, a streaming service for games is not necessarily a bad idea.
Right.
But I have a lot of problems for it because I'm a big supporter of physical media. My fear, also, I'm a big supporter of, like, not, what's the term? I'm very much on the side of customers when it comes to certain things.
Right.
Sometimes not, though, but the main thing about Google Stadia and streaming services in general is like Stadia, you had to purchase the game on Stadia, which was just a horrible design choice because you're paying so much money for a game that you don't even physically own or own at all because it's on a streaming service that you can't access outside of that.
Yeah.
And it's like, that was an awful decision. Because
if anything,
it's incredibly anti-consumer.
Like, if anything, like if you wanted to like monetize it in that way anyway, I would say renting the game. But even then, that's still kind of
it's not
weird.
It wasn't very good. And it's like Xbox, Microsoft, and also Amazon have streaming services that they're bringing to iOS as well. But I don't know. I'm not sure if streaming services for video games are really the way of the future at this juncture. Like,
yeah, I mean, maybe at some point, but
it really needs. It's a good concept, I will say that, but it needs to be headed by somebody who isn't incredibly greedy, which is unfortunately everybody,
right?
At the moment. So there's that.
And I think we just need to get to a point where internet speeds are better than what they are now.
Yeah. That's the other thing. It's always online. So if you don't have an internet connection or you'll lose it, you can't play the game anymore. Think about that.
Yeah, man.
How scummy these people could be with that system.
But hey, I'm pretty sure we're like everyone on this call are probably suffers with internet connections on a daily basis. So we're
Yeah,
probably not the targeted audience.
Yeah, probably not.
yeah, and also it's just, I don't know. Like there's the streaming
Well,
issues and
okay.
stuff like that. But
Also, to be fair, I'm definitely not the target audience because I'm still using a flip phone. I can't find it though.
I mean, I
upgraded
had
to
a.
flip phone.
You
Yeah.
upgrade to a flip phone?
Yeah, upgraded to a flip phone.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because they're so much
That's good.
easier
Good
and
on
yeah,
better.
I applaud you.
Thanks.
That's
Make it
great.
a-
Less distractions.
Well, no, the
yeah,
work
Google Stadia is
started-
bad. It will always be bad. Google as a company can't be trusted to make anything successful.
Did you know they removed "Don't
Yeah.
be evil" from their motto?
Really.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's-
Oh, great. That's awesome.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
it's awesome.
I'm just gonna put just to give you guys a quick rundown. Google has created like over like 24 things that they have created, marketed, and tried to be successful, and all of them has failed.
Wow.
They have never
Ah.
created a successful product ever.
Yeah, because they've always like bought companies that were successful, like YouTube.
Yeah, the only successful thing Google owns is YouTube.
But even
And even
that's
then, they're tearing it down from the inside.
And Google, they
In
own
some ways.
Google.
Google itself is Google. You can't say Google owns Google.
Okay,
Well,
Alphabet
the
owns
one-
Google.
the one product that I think Google made that actually works is like the Google Home. I got this for free, by the way. This is
Yeah.
Google Home Mini. But the thing is, like, it works for me. However, it's unnecessary and just a waste of space. However, like,
I mean, like,
if I lived in my own place in town where I had a stable internet connection, then yeah, I would find it incredibly useful because
I don't know.
it's just a really convenient thing where you can just say, hey, turn off the lights, or hey, turn that thing on the TV with just your voice, and then boom, you don't have to go do the buttons and everything and all that. So convenient. So like,
I mean,
that is a good product, just not for me.
personally, like, if you want the convenience, sure, I guess. But personally, I don't see a point in any of these. Like,
But that is point. It is still pointless.
they're so like, there's not much point in having any of them. Like, I could just set a timer. We all have phones.
We all have phones that do so much that we just don't need focus on me when I'm talking to you. we all have phones and things. We don't like, everything now basically is just unnecessary. We don't need a streaming service for games because we can just buy games. We don't need 20 different TV streaming services when we can just buy the shows. But now streaming services are more convenient and cheaper. So that's the way we have to go now.
I mean, streaming services make most of their money through idiots that never turn it off.
I mean, ye could always be a pirate.
You could.
I mean, that's why pirates, the best way. So this is a quote from Gabe Newell, who, very influential individual. You might know of him. He's the guy who owns Steam and Valve.
Oh.
So, very influential guy. And it's like, he has a good quote where it's like, the best way to deal with pirates is to offer a better service than what the pirates are offering.
Yeah.
And it's like, pirating is always a problem with the service and not a problem with like if you
the
don't
actual
make
product.
it easily accessible, like if you don't make the product accessible, then people are going to find ways to get it.
Yeah, I mean, look at how anime has been. Anime for a long time, like, you could only get through pirating, but now it's only in like the last 15
Yeah, the
years that we
pirating-
finally
the
got like
anime-
official stuff.
The anime distribution industry is whack.
Yeah, it's a lot better now than what it was years ago, but like,
Yeah, but like, that's the thing. It's like, the anime distribution industry isn't offering good services.
Mhm.
So we pirate because it's better than what the official companies are offering.
right.
And it's like, there are people that use excuses to pirate or whatever. And it's like, those are the real problem. But those people are never going to change their minds. Offering a better service than what pirates can do is always the best way to deter them and get rid of them.
Right.
Now,
However,
And the only way
what?
to
What?
as,
like, however, when you do that, then you're just like lowering the price, and then it gets to the point where it's
Well,
like,
it's not a-
oh, every
it's
streaming
not a-
service is
It's not a
free.
term of price, it's a
Well,
term of accessibility.
actually, yeah, that
Steam, well, think about this. Before Steam, what was there for online stores? Pretty much
there
nothing.
was there was pretty much nothing. It was only Steam for a long time, but then Epic came in. It's like, hey, let's just do games for really cheap and give a free game all the time. And now Steam is
Epic
kind of
is
screwed
weird.
over.
Epic Games is very strange to me.
Yeah, Epic Games.
Because they're basically they're basically flinging money around. Think of it.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's very strange. It's like Steam definitely needs good competition because Steam has been sitting on its laurels for far too long.
Yeah.
Like, they have so much money and they do nothing with it. Like, competition is needed, otherwise you get a monopoly. And Steam is currently a pretty big monopoly. But, you know, Epic Games is not a good rival.
Would you say that?
No,
Steam
it's
is
not.
like the Amazon of games, or no?
No, I
No?
would say Epic Games is the Amazon of games.
Okay.
Because Amazon is all about the cheaper it is, the better we can get it out, and we can do it better than anyone else. And just like, let's do Amazon Prime and just throw a whole bunch of money into stuff, so that way we can get so many products out there, and we can do that. Epic Games does the exact same thing. It's like, okay, let's have games that are exclusive to Epic Games. Let's have free games every week. Let's just throw everything out there so the consumer can get them and do sales all the time. So that way, people so we can attract as many people as we can.
Very strange.
So Steam is like eBay.
Steam plays the long game. It's like, we're just gonna sell our games at a fair price. We'll do sales every once in a while, and it's just like, everything. Steam is pretty fair for the most part. Like, it's in some ways, maybe not, but
they're
do the long game.
They let anything on that store though.
Yeah.
Let's be clear here. You can get anything on the Steam store.
I have a game downloaded off of Steam that is really bad. And I'm like, I need to figure out what this game is. Why is it on Steam?
Because all you need to do to get a game on Steam is pay $100.
Yep.
Wow.
And that's it. There's no screening process.
That's
they
nice.
told us there was. They told a dead man. They literally told a man with cancer that they would change their ways, and they lied to him, bold-faced.
Okay.
That's not a lie, by the way. I'm not even overly funny about it. That's just the thing that happened. It's like, so the person I'm talking about is Total Biscuit. You might have heard of him at some point. He was basically the internet reviewer for a long time. He died of cancer about 3 years ago now, I think it was 2016. Very sad stuff, very sad. But like basically he got in along with a person called Jim Sterling and another guy, an exclusive interview with Steam and the Valve people. And like, they came out of that meeting saying, oh, what they're going to change, they're going to have a screening process so green light isn't terrible, and they're going to do something else. And it's like, didn't happen.
Wait, didn't they just like take out Greenlight, and now they just like let anything on the site now, right?
Greenlight was awful, but at least it was user voted. Steam Direct, you pay $100 and your game is on Steam. The only real thing you need to make sure is the case is that it actually has the activation key. So you don't just have nothing.
Oh, no.
That's pretty much it. That's why Steam is awful. Like, Steam as a video game platform is fine, I suppose, but like, it just lets anything on its storefront. Like, literally, like, I think it was like, at some point, I think it was like over 100,000. Aaron, I can hear you all the way into the kitchen. Sorry. I think it was like over 100,000 games were released in an entire month.
Oh boy.
On the storefront.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, there's a lot. It's impossible to search for stuff on
That's
there.
a lot of money.
Yeah. Yeah, now that I think about it, Steam is probably the eBay of the gaming world. Anything goes.
Yeah.
That's yeah.
Anyways, what were we talking about? We're talking about Google Stadia. Whoops. What did I do? Oh God.
And Google Stadia is the Netflix.
Yeah. Anyways, we were talking about Google Stadia. I don't think there's much else to say.
Yeah.
Google Stadia is bad. Okay, let's move on to our last.
Google Stadia is like Netflix. Google Stadia is bad. Implication.
Yes, let's move on to our last bit of news, which is apparently the PS5 is kind of buggy right now. Yeah, stalled downloads, crashes while games are suspended, occasional freezing. The PS5 is some great games. It's fun. Next console, yeah, a workaround. Yeah, apparently. Yeah, apparently it's kind of buggy right now.
I mean, I'm sure they'll probably fix it soon in a patch.
I mean, but
this
it shouldn't do this stuff.
I mean,
it shouldn't. This is the same thing where it's like, this is a problem with the gaming industry as a whole. It's like like this has become a common practice. You release a game, and then you release a day one patch, and then you release a patch down the line that fixes all the issues that shouldn't have been there in the first place.
Yeah.
But I mean, hey, it's also like trying to get stuff out before the competition does.
Yeah.
So,
consumer is
better service.
It's just it is an unfortunate problem that is prominent in the gaming industry, and like, I mean, what game console doesn't have occasional freezing and crashes and stuff like that? Like, my PS4 still does that, and it's 4 years old.
I suppose it's just
my gaming console doesn't do that.
People about this kind of.
You don't have a gaming console.
I do. Where is it? I have a gaming console. It's right here.
Was it the Nintendo Wii?
No, gaming. Okay, maybe not console.
The DS?
No, shush. This thing.
It's the Game Boy.
It's a console.
Okay. Game Boy
sort
Advance. SP.
Very advanced.
It's a Game Boy SP. Sorry. It's a Game Boy Advance SP Blue Edition specifically.
I gave away my 3DS though, so I don't have that anymore.
No.
Why'd you do that?
Because I wasn't using it, and a kid was over at our house, and I thought that he might want it. He's a friend of the family.
Yeah.
And then at some point, if he grows out of it, I can have it back.
All right then. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think
not much to really say. It was bound to happen. I mean, like, it is something that should have been fixed beforehand, but it's just how the industry is these days.
Okay, that's the last bit of news for today. You guys, anything else to say? Otherwise, we'll move on to our last thing.
I mean, the Game Awards nominations were announced.
Were they?
Yeah.
I mean,
I just skimmed through it. Where's my keyboard? There it is.
Does anybody really care about the Game Awards?
I care, even though I've only played one game that came out this year.
The Game Awards are never very good, though. It's kind of like with movie awards. It's like there's just kind of nothing.
I don't know. I don't know. I didn't start paying attention to it until last year. But like, it varies. Let's see, where are nominations? Game of the Year. The nominations are the nominations for Game of the Year are Doom Eternal, Final Fantasy VII Remake, Ghost of Tsushima, Hades, Animal Crossing New Horizons, and The Last of Us Part 2. I've only played Animal Crossing is an interesting one.
But like, this is the thing. It's like, this is the same thing that happens everywhere. It's like these big mainstream games, and it's like, there are so many more interesting games that were probably released this year. And I'm not saying that Doom Eternal is bad.
Well, I mean, there was,
I don't know. Their choices are also limited.
I mean, in best narrative, like 13 Sentinels got a nomination. I've never even heard of that game.
Yeah.
So like there are like indie titles that are getting nominated, but it is definitely more the like Ori and the Will. Ori and the Will of the Wisps is there for best score and music. But the thing is, the games that did come out that are filling up a lot of the nominations are really good.
I mean,
What is Katie?
yeah, but like, I don't know.
Yeah,
Which is-
games
Resident
for
Evil
Impact
got
is.
in this.
Wait,
Wow.
which one? Wait, for which one?
Audio design.
Oh, I believe that. Like Resident Evil, it looks,
I don't
looks
know.
like it
It's
has some
just-
really good audio
I
design.
have a problem with a lot of different award shows, and it's just they're all kind of not very good, and not a lot of people really care about them. The people that actually do care are like,
And they're
very
very political. Oh my gosh.
Best indies is like Carrion, Fall Guys, Hades, Spelunky 2, and
Ooh.
Spiritfarer.
Wait, how'd you get to best indies? There we go.
It's near the bottom.
Spelunky.
yeah,
no,
but,
no,
like,
no, it's not near
here's
the bottom.
thing, though. You know how in the the Academy Awards? No, not the Academy Awards. Or which is it? Is it the Academy Awards or the Golden Globes? You know how
One of those, I don't know.
in film awards, animation is its own category.
Yeah, no, I hate that. It's it's still
like,
the same
why,
thing
though?
with games.
Why is animation its own category? It's like it should, like animated pictures, like best animated pictures. Like, no, give it best picture award, you jackasses.
Yeah, it's the thing is here. Hot take: animated pictures are better than any live action picture.
Yeah.
No.
Coco. Have you seen Coco? I'm going off on a tangent really quickly, but
Yeah, Coco.
Watch it. It is so
It is
good.
amazing. It is great.
It will make you cry.
Oh, wait. Best role playing. Genshin Impact, Persona 5 Royal are both got nominations. That's nice.
A Star Wars game and a Marvel game got VR.
VR? What?
Yeah. Oh, Half-Life Alyx, of course. That's probably going to win the VR, though.
Yeah, I mean,
Minecraft
Half-Life.
Dungeons is nominated for Best Family Game.
Where's the Family Game? Is that like really far down?
Like 2/3.
Oh, there we go.
Sorry if I'm getting a little hoarse. I've been talking a while.
Cool.
Yeah, no, it's fine. But no, yeah, it is really a lot of the same games over and over again.
Yeah.
Best debut game. Oh, best debut game. That's a good. That's a good one.
It's just kind of like look at the game awards for the past 10 years, and you'll see a lot of the same stuff.
I mean, yeah, definitely. Yeah.
And that's the main problem. It's like they never go outside of this small zone. And it's the same problem with the movie, like, film awards,
Mhm.
Golden Globes, stuff like that, Academy Awards, all that stuff is the same. And the funny thing is, I feel like the only, like, Academy Awards is a little different because it's basically, no, I'm not gonna go off on a tangent. No,
Okay.
I can't go off on a tangent about the Academy Awards of all things.
They're esports coaches. I didn't even know that was a job.
Yeah.
One of these guys has 3 pairs of headphones on at the same time.
What? Really? Wait.
Fighter mics coming out of all over the place.
Best esports team. Esports. Where is that?
What are you guys looking at now?
SB Sports events.
Oh, it's only 2.
Oh my gosh. Oh yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Danny, my man, 2 headphone man. Jeez. Respect.
Yeah. I mean, I don't have much to say about the Game Awards. I feel like they're not even...
It is unfortunate, like how just old award shows are. I usually don't pay attention to them, but I mean, like, it's entertaining to see what people think, and it is interesting to see like some interviews with like some creators and whatever like announcements happen during that time. But,
Yeah.
Speaking of Asian, there are a lot of Asians in the esports, which is cool.
Yeah. Korean.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Lots and lots of Koreans.
Must be your big brains.
Well, I mean, did you know that like the League of Legends, they have like worldwide tournaments in like Korea, in like South Korea, where like they like have a they literally like they rent out like a football stadium and fill it with people just to screen League of Legends.
Yeah.
Wow.
Esports have gotten really big over the last 10 years.
Yeah, especially in Korea. Korea, they're all huge.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I want to visit Korea. I want to visit Singapore. That's not near Korea, I don't think. Maybe it is.
I have no idea.
Clearly, never been to Singapore.
I want to go to
Yeah. What are do you guys have any games this year that you like would like to see nominated, or like that you think are good? The games that
I
came
mean,
out this year?
honestly, even though I'm doing a gaming podcast, like well, I should say it's like I'm trying to keep up with stuff, but like I don't think I've bought a new game in the last like I don't know. I'm not falling out of gaming as a hobby or whatever, but like
You just don't keep up to date.
Yeah.
well, it's not even that. It's just like I'm of the mind that the industry needs to get its shit together, and it hasn't yet. So it's like I'm buying less and less games because less and less games are worth buying.
I suppose, yeah.
We were talking about crunch time earlier. It's like a lot of studios came out with that, or just bad things happening with them, and it's like, well, mark another thing off the list if I actually want to be more. It's like, well, strike that company off the list. Well, strike that company off the
Yeah,
list.
but I mean, like when you do
Naughty Dog came out recently. Well, not Naughty Dog. I don't think it was Ubisoft with like.
no, that was Naughty Dog. Last of Us Part 2.
No, I'm talking about more recent. It
Yeah,
was
okay.
Ubisoft. Apparently, there were some allegations of like really bad working environments in Ubisoft recently.
Oh.
I don't know the full details of that one. I'm sorry, but I shouldn't mention it if I don't know the details. But like that apparently happened recently.
Yeah,
like,
and like I know it happened with Naughty Dog for Last of Us Part 2 because I was looking into that. Because I mean, I pre-ordered that. This year was the first year I pre-ordered a game, and that was The Last of Us Part 2. And like, it's unfortunate that there was like crunch. That
Was
there
it
was
good?
crunch.
Was it good?
Depends on your point of view of what a game
Did you
is and
play
what
the
a
first
story
one?
is. I played the first one. Yeah, the first one's like one of my favorite games.
All
And
right,
I've played it like 4
so-
times. So
Wow.
I've played the second one, and I
Did you
respect
think
a lot of
lasted
it.
too long?
No, I did not think it lasted too long, because in fact, like I was the entire game. I was just so immersed and engrossed in it that like I was wondering like, how long is this going to go, and like where is this going? And I kept playing because I wanted to find out. But like, I respect a lot of the decisions made. That doesn't mean I have to agree with all of them.
Yeah.
But like,
I've heard
I
it had
found
narrative issues, like the story structure.
yeah,
was
there
in the wrong way.
The structure, it's not wrong. Okay,
No,
here's
like
the thing.
it was in a less satisfying way. Like if it had been
Yes,
told in a
it
different
is.
order, it would have been.
Yeah, like it was very interesting the way they went, the direction they took with it and how to do the narrative. It was a very interesting and very unique thing. Was it pulled off correct? Was it pulled off the best way? No, but can I think of a way that would have been better and have the same emotional impact? No. Like,
I mean,
I love the concept. I love the direction they were going for, but it's just that it didn't land as well as I think they would have hoped. So like maybe if they had more time to focus on it, and maybe if they didn't like start crunching it near the end, but maybe if
I guess it kind of depends. It was also just not I mean, like this was obviously completely out of their control. They didn't know COVID was going to happen, but it really isn't the right year for a really oppressive game.
I mean, yeah.
It's like that's another factor. It's like that game is incredibly oppressive, and it's like it just wasn't the right time.
Yeah, especially with the with the themes in the story and all that. It definitely just wasn't the right time. It is very unfortunate. But then I mean, we also did have like other bigger budget games come out that I never really heard anything about anything behind the scenes, like Ghost of Tsushima and Final Fantasy VII Remake. Like those 2 games came out. Hades I know was in like early access for like 3 years before they finally got like an official release this year.
Yeah.
So like,
I mean,
a
there
lot
are
of
still
like
lots of game companies that are like off my radar, but there's a lot more that are. It's like.
But no, this year is like very unfortunate with everything that happened, and like unfortunately they just had to keep going with business and just had to shove things out.
Yeah.
Black Ops Cold Wars looked interesting because the trailer was talking about some like weird weird pseudo conspiratorial stuff. So it's conspiratorial in the sense that if you talk, you can talk about facts, but then if you try to extrapolate from them, you start talking about stuff that conspiracy theorists talk about. And so it's not that you're conspirizing because it's stuff that was actually stated, but you're just being like, oh yes, China has had a plan for 100 years, and their plan is to destroy the entire U.S. and they're putting it into effect. And it was only 80 years ago that they actually did announce that they had a plan. But then you can like lump any weird bad thing that's happened. So it's like the Chinese actually planned 9/11, and that's a conspiracy theory, which is stupid because the CIA planned 9/11.
I don't know. Call of Duty is just nonsense.
It's Call of Duty.
Gun,
the story isn't going to be good.
Oh,
the story.
I'm sure gameplay will be fine, but
it's Call of Duty.
The ad was interesting.
You know, it's Activision. Activision Blizzard.
What about Valhalla?
Assassin's Creed Valhalla,
where you build cities and stuff.
Do you build cities?
I mean, like it's I'm sorry, it's just like there are certain game series that I'm just like, it's what it is at this point. Like Assassin's Creed or Call of Duty, and it's like, it's what it is. They'll keep pushing out another one because they need all the money.
I mean, at least Assassin's Creed is trying to renovate and try new things because, like, I mean, if you look at like the first Assassin's Creed and then look at, I don't know, like Odyssey, there is a lot of things that are different, funny. But like, it is still Assassin's Creed.
It's just kind of interesting seeing the series devolve. People hate it, and then it kind of still evolving, but like not in a much slower fashion. That's kind of interesting to watch.
Oh no, we're decaying at 80%. Decrease the decay to 20%, and the people will be happy.
Yeah. I mean, Activision, Assassin's Creed is Ubisoft, but Activision is really well known for just running series forever. Let's talk about Guitar Hero. Let's talk about Guitar Hero. Let's talk about Call of Duty. Let's talk about Skylanders. Let's talk about
who makes Final Fantasy.
Square Enix.
What?
Square Enix.
There are so many of those.
Yeah.
There are so many Final Fantasies.
I personally feel like Final Fantasy is really Square Enix's only main series that they want to continue making.
Okay, that's good.
Because Final Fantasy,
like every game I don't know if they made it themselves or published it, but
I've never played it though, so that I don't really have a leg to stand on.
Iconoclasm. What is that? What is that game called? You know what it's the one where it was an RPG that had 2D sprites in like a 3D environment, and it was
Octopath Traveler.
Yeah, Octopath Travel. That was Square Enix. I don't know if
I think they just published that. I don't think they developed that.
I could like Octopath Traveler.
Yeah.
The joke that I was gonna make was that it's the Final Fantasy, so of course we need a million of them.
Yeah, and every game takes place in it, but every game takes place in a different world.
Oh,
in case you didn't know. Yeah. So you can as long as you play like you can play Final Fantasy X, as long as you're not playing Final Fantasy X Part 2, you're just starting with Final Fantasy X, just plain Final Fantasy X, you can play that not knowing anything about the series and enjoy it.
There are parts.
Yeah, because like some games they have a sequel. So there's Final Fantasy 7-10. No, I'm sorry. Final Fantasy X, and then Final Fantasy X Part 2.
Is there a story that connects all of them together?
No, there's like themes and like some creatures that appear in multiple that like there's like chocobos, which is like this ostrich thing that appear in all the games, but like other than that, no, nothing. Some games take place in more cyberpunk theme.
Traveler was published by Nintendo, Square Enix, and Square Enix Co. Limited. But it was also just straight up developed by Square Enix and Acquire.
I like that.
Oh, okay. But yeah, no, Final Fantasy, like the series has changed so much. Like seeing how like before they were more like medieval fantasy, then they went to cyberpunk, then now they're going back to medieval fantasy for 16.
Oh yeah, Final Fantasy 16. I forgot about that. I forgot that was revealed during the PS5 reveal trailer or release thing.
Yeah, I'm excited for that. That looks good.
It looks kind of interesting. But yeah, Square Enix. I mean, Square Enix has also been around for a long time, and they have other series, but like I don't think they've really done anything with them for a while.
I mean, remember Kingdom Hearts, where they took a hiatus for like 10 years
That
and then
was
finally released the
Square
third
Enix,
one?
but I'm well.
That was Square Enix.
I know it's Square Enix, but I don't know if they developed it directly.
They did. Yes, because
Oh.
it was originally when the company was called Squaresoft, they were developing Kingdom Hearts, and then
That's
they
right,
eventually
because
switched to Square
Squaresoft
Enix.
went under and it became Square Enix.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad they spend time to finish their games.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
like
I haven't- I
Final
mean,
Fantasy
aside-
VII Remake
aside
was in
from-
development for like,
Yeah.
like
Aside
yeah,
from
Go ahead. Sorry.
no, sorry.
Final Fantasy VII Remake was in development for at most 10 years.
That was
'Cause, like-
originally
'cause it-
revealed in like 2015, wasn't
No,
it?
no. What happened was that when they first like it revealed what the PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360 were capable of, the technology, what they showed were visuals for an HD version of Final Fantasy VII. So they completely like remade models and stuff like that and showed that as footage, but they never did anything else with that until they finally Final Fantasy VII Remake started appearing, which was like in 2015.
Yeah.
Hold on, headphones. Good. Okay,
What happened?
my headphones got unplugged again.
Yeah. What happened?
What? Nothing happened.
You
Hello?
okay?
Hello?
What happened?
Nothing?
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. We're almost done. We're almost done. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Anyway, we got onto another topic. I was trying to move on to the last thing.
Yeah,
So,
sorry, my bad.
It's fine. We were discussing. But anyways, that is yes. Let us move on to our final thing, which is shameless self-promotion. We're going to be talking about, well, we're going to shamelessly promote ourselves. Devin, shamelessly promote yourself. Where can people find you, and what do you have coming up?
I have Sabercraft episode 4 coming up at some point. They don't take very long to edit. I'll probably cut more out of it, and it's just a little 10-minute episode.
What did you say?
I have Sabercraft. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Can you hear me? Okay.
You're
I have
going. It might just be because we've been recording forever, but your thing is going a little weird.
Yeah.
Oh, it is?
It's
My
fine.
mic-
now. Go
my
for it.
mic
Yeah,
is-
it's good.
Okay, good.
No, like
You're
yeah,
roboting a little bit
Hello.
on my end.
Okay.
right. Yeah.
You just continue.
Internet connection unstable. So
Oh, that would explain it.
So you can find me in episode 4 of Sabercraft, which should be coming out before next episode of this. Or you can watch some of the dumb, meaningless little sketches that I make. Some of them are funny, some of them are not. Actually, I'd say all of them are funny. Some of them are worthwhile, some of them are not.
I saw your like throw stuff at the wall one. That one was hilarious.
That was really funny. Did you see the rapper one?
Oh, my
Not yet.
goodness.
No, I just found that channel like today. I'm like, oh, why did I know about this?
The rapper one was really fun. You will just kind of just like the entire time you're watching it, just be like, hi. It's just so many puns.
My favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then if you want to learn about a channel that has not uploaded any videos in 2 months, there's So I've Been Reading an Encyclopedia, which is where I make little animated videos about things that I read in an encyclopedia. I really need to work on that because I have a bunch of audio that I haven't edited because it takes really long to make those things.
All right.
To be more organized.
Nice.
Is that it?
That's it.
Oh, okay.
Next.
Me now?
Yep.
Shameless promote yourself. Where can people find you, and do you have anything worthwhile coming up?
So you can find me on YouTube at Dillian Kriker, and also on Twitter at Dillian_Kriker. I have things in the work. I promise. Ignore the fact that I haven't uploaded since the summer. But no, I have like some good like analysis and retrospectives on some anime coming up. Hopefully, being posted in 2021 as soon as it starts. Maybe a video before then, but who knows? And like I've been editing something all week that I'm really excited to get out there. So yeah, really looking forward to a lot of the stuff I'm making.
Cool. I also have a Twitter, by the way.
You do? What is your Twitter?
I can't remember if it's Happy Hangouts, but I can't remember if it's like an underscore or if it's just.
Wait, do you have 2 Twitter accounts?
No. I mean, I do. I have a Twitter account. I lost the password, so I don't have a Twitter account. It exists though.
Oh, that's what happened.
Yeah.
No wonder you didn't use it for like a long time.
Yeah. That's also, I have 2 Instagram accounts because I lost the password to one of them also, and they just created a new one and thought I deleted the previous one. Nope. If you delete Instagram off your phone, nope, doesn't delete your account.
No. Oh yeah. It doesn't.
Nope. That's not
So
how
that's
that works.
Happy Hangouts on Twitter. Yeah.
Happy Hangouts.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it exists. I hope it exists.
For meetings, you should really go watch those 2 up there or down here or wherever they are.
Don't watch my stuff yet. It's awful right now. Just wait like 2 months.
But for me, you can still pretty much only find me on this channel. Expect more episodes of the podcast in the future, as well as some other stuff I have in the works. Don't expect that to come out soon, though. You can also find me or the channel at gaming, the discussion on Twitter, where I will probably post very little.
Okay.
Outside of, certain things. Anyways, that is the end of the GTD podcast. Thank you for watching. Thank you for thank you for the time you have taken to watch this 3 hours of nonsense.
Oh, it's probably we've been recording for like 4 hours now, man.
Thank you for. I'm sorry it's this long. We like to ramble.
Yes, we do.
Like, comment, and subscribe. I am like, comment, subscribe.
Shameless
Enjoy
promotion.
the future.
That was so spicy.